Good morning, everybody. Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. Before we get into baseball today, I just want to talk about what I was reminded of and somehow had forgotten, which relates to Thursday night football. Jared Goff signed a $134 million contract just like Aaron Rodgers did last year. And both of these guys were Cal Bears. They went to the same university. Vesica Pisces sums to 134, and as we noticed yesterday, so does the National Football League. And last year there was a lot of patterns with players with 134 and 53. Vesica Pisces sums to 134 and 53. That's the name of the shape of the football in sacred geometry. And last year when Rodgers signed his contract, it was 13 weeks and 4 days from his birthday. And again, both of these guys, Cal Bears. Jared Goff. Did I just close it? Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Jared Goff, his, I hear the phone in the background. 1 second. Hey, what's up?
I mean to call you so early, Zach. I want to say good job on calling. Well, me and you discussed the 94. When I looked it up, you brought it to my attention. Can we start doing that in the future, Zach? Because I'm at a casino, and they just, I mentioned to you, they legalized betting in Iowa. I could bet on stuff like that. They take those bets.
On what?
So that's very crucial for me. Is Ezekiel Elliott going to sign with the Dallas Cowboys and stuff like that? Like they have prop bets here.
Right.
So that's very important for me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I could bet fucking $1,000 that can hit for $10,000. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we know he's gonna go back to the Cowboys. We just know they're just holding out. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So they take prop bets at casinos, like stuff like that. Yeah. So that's very important for the future. And you have done it 1,000 times prior to the Ezekiel Elliott calling when the person got to sign and all that. You did a great job of that. But I want to bring that to your attention because a lot of your subscribers can make a lot of money. And I'm looking out for you too, Zach. That'll give you more Patreon subscribers too. Like if you tell people a prop bet to go make on that and they hit, they will tell their friends and more friends will subscribe to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Try to get believers, you know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
yeah. So, yeah, man, that's crazy. 94, Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott, 94.
Yep. And Dallas 49, so. Yeah.
And then me and my buddy, this is all, well, it's not on subject, still on point, but my buddy, I made him a believer yesterday. We sitting at our house after work, and I say, the score going to be 11-1. And all day at work, he's working with me. I'm like, man, I'm going to bet big on it. I bet a little bit. I bet $50, but I was like, I'm betting the money. I bet the run line 2.5 because I was like, the Yankees got shut out on some Monday. They're not getting shut out today. And I say the score going to be 11-1. It was 10-1. I
10-1.
He
yep.
went nuts.
101.
Like, oh, man, you was right.
101, the 26th prime. Yankees 26. Phillies and Reds game was 2-6 too, which I noticed. And the Nationals came back and beat New York 11-10, not far from 11-1. So I saw Chris was in the chat. It seemed like he was talking a little smack, saying the Mets were going to win yesterday, and I had a bad pick with the Nationals. I'm thinking, man, this dude still hasn't learned from last year, who was saying the New York Giants were going to win the Super Bowl all last year. So.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he's back yesterday talking trash.
Yeah. Also, I see why you do that because I lost on a 3-pick with the damn Indians yesterday, man. Because I just bet it, I looked at it, but it was minus 330. I was like, well, fuck it. I put in my parlay and they fucked me. But I think we need to go over those minus 300 plays more detail. Like you say, try to find the upset. And I know
there was an upset narrative there against the Indians. It was the pitcher for the White Sox. I saw that it was number 39 who gave up that walk-off home run for the Indians game, which was the number we were lasered in on. Clevenger was going for his 39th win.
Right. Hey, and another thing, Zach, you know what brings to my attention? Why the hell the White Sox always get the big money? Like, think about it, Zach, when we went back. Remember the minus 400 play versus the Astros and the White Sox beat them? Like, why is it always the White Sox getting the big upsets? We got to look into that. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
It's like Every time the score is minus 300 or more, it's always the White Sox getting it. Every time. I don't know why.
Well, they have gotten a lot of them this year. Yeah, the White Sox have probably hit more of those big lines than any team. That is true.
Yeah, because remember, a caller called in like several months ago, like I'm gonna say about 3 months ago, and remember he was like, "Man, the White Sox always get the big upset win," and that's all I remember. And I've been seeing it time and time again. Zach, the White Sox always get the big upset win. That's like. And it was minus 260 like yesterday.
Well, they're the team that's connected in history to the big gambling betting scandal, so there's probably a riddle with that. So.
Yeah, man, we got to figure that out. And, I guess the mobsters and all that shit out of Chicago, so I don't know. I don't know if that
the Black Sox. Here, let me just see what the Gematria is of Black Sox.
Yeah.
Black Sox. Yeah, I'd have to think about it more.
Yeah, we got to think about that, Zach, because they always get an upset win, time and time again. It's like hitting at a 70% ratio.
I don't know if it's that high.
That game with Astros, well, I guess I'm reaching, but I remember you did that game with the Astros, it was like minus 400, and you looked into it, and the Black Sox beat them too. The White Sox.
Sure. Yeah, there is something going on there. I think they've had more than any other team, so see if we can figure it out.
Right.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. So anyway, I was forgetting just how important 134 was. I don't know how I was forgetting that, but now I remember. And so anyway, Goff and Aaron Rodgers, the two Cal Bears, now with the $134 million contracts. The National Football League 134, Vesica Pisces 134, the shape of the football. And tribute to the Scottish writer Freemasonry, the day he signed it. It's 41 days to his upcoming birthday, the day Goff signed his contract. LA and Super Bowl's 41. He's fresh off the Super Bowl. And I read this thing about how the Rams were the only team to not score a touchdown in the Super Bowl since the Miami Dolphins, I think 1971. And then the next year, the Dolphins went on to have a perfect season. So that could be something to think about. From the Super Bowl to the signing was 213 days. That's the LA area code 213. Just like how Clowney's going to play his first game with Seattle 206 days after his birthday, the Seattle area code 206. And this is synced with Goff's upcoming 25th birthday. Cal Bears is 25 like Goff. Again, him and Rodgers are both Cal Bears. And then that got me thinking about how Rodgers is playing the Bears on opening night. And remember, Vesica Pisces, the shape of the football. Just using the alphabetic order and the rules of numerology. We saw plenty of rituals last year with 134 and 53 together, these two numbers. Remember what can happen on Thursday Night Football. The game's 134 days after Matt Nagy's birthday. He can become 13-4 in the regular season. The game's on a date with 53 numerology. The Bears can get their 53rd win in the regular season. 53 is the 16th prime number. We just saw Super Bowl 53 with 16 points. The game's 16 days after Trubisky's birthday, and Trubisky's going for his 16th win in the regular season. So, you have to think about, again, these guys are born and bred to be. This thing's like a chessboard. Everything is perfectly scripted game after game. That is quite the riddle there. So, talk more about Thursday Night Football before it comes around. Remember, the Bears would also be going for the 95th regular season win on September 5. But that 134 and 53 thing comes together perfectly, pretty much. All right, so let's review baseball and then get into today's games. We got the Orioles at the Rays. Orioles won that game 4-2. Orioles 42. We thought the Orioles and Rays would most likely split yesterday. There were some different scenarios, but we thought the split made the most sense. That's what they ended up doing. We couldn't get the pitcher information for Game 2. Even by the end of our very long decode, it still wasn't out. But they did end up splitting. It's hard to tell what would happen the first game. Here, let me pull the notes up from yesterday. Zoom it in here a little bit. Or do it this way. Hold on 1 second. All right, so let's see, where was it? Tampa Bay was 5-2 heading into the first game. They ended up being 6-3 at home versus the Orioles by splitting, and Rays is 63. That was part of the reason we were leaning towards that split. And so, okay, that was a split. We didn't have a call on the first game because we were trying to get that information for the second game. The Rangers and Yankees, we ended up looking into Aaron Boone, and we saw that if Aaron Boone won yesterday, he'd be 191-111 on September 3rd. New York is 39-111. New York Yankees is 191. It looked like too perfect of a New York Yankees ritual. We also saw that Paxton could become 7-0 since losing on New York's birthday, July 26th. New York Yankees 70. They lost 7-0 the day before. And notice the score was 10-1, like 101 the 26th prime, Yankees 26. We've been seeing Yankees and Phillies riddles alongside each other all year. The Phillies beat the Reds 2-6. Reds is 26 as well. But consider the day before this game, you just had the death of a minor league player who played for the Yankees and Phillies farm teams. So Rays came back and won the next game. Split. I like the Nationals to beat the Mets. And they did it in the most dramatic of fashion. Nats down 6 in ninth. Stunned Mets and wild walk-off. And you get a score of 11-10. 21 runs, right? Mets is 21. And again, also in this Phillies-Reds series, remember, we're expecting, or at least I'm expecting the Phillies to win 3 of 4. But today and tomorrow, so yesterday it looked better through the Reds pitcher, but that's why I was saying, I don't know, man, because I still like the Phillies to win 3 out of 4. I feel like they're going to get something going. The next 2 days, we're going to look at the Reds pitchers, and they're going to have riddles to beat the Phillies too. So it's going to make picking these games uncomfortable, but I'm still leaning towards that idea that the Phillies should win 3 out of 4. They only have to win one of the remaining 2 now to do it. And the reason we thought that is because the Reds would finish the series on 65 wins, that big Philadelphia number. If they split the next 2 days, if the Reds won the next 2, they'd get to 66, that big Cincinnati number. But they are playing Philadelphia right now. Okay. But Mets and Nationals, the riddle that looked good through the Nationals was mostly through the starting pitchers. And they didn't get the decision, but oftentimes, even when pitchers don't get the decision, still with their records indicates the way the game goes. The Marlins and Pirates was a tight one yesterday. We saw that if Alcantara won, we looked at something that we don't typically look at. He could become 2-7 in the second half. And Miami's 27 and Marlins is 103, the 27th prime. He didn't get the decision, but his team did win the game. So that one was a hard one. There wasn't a lot of information there. And let's see. The White Sox beat the Indians. The White Sox had an upset narrative yesterday. White Sox equals 39 and 93. I don't know why I just wrote down the 93, but the game was on September 3rd, and the Indians pitcher who gave up the walk-off home run at the end was number 39. Let's see. We saw the starting pitcher for the White Sox had a chance to become 4-7. Indians is 47. That stood out. We saw that Clevenger had a chance at his 39th win of the season on September 3rd. Or 39th win of his career, against the White Sox, 39. We talked about how if Clevenger lost 2 in a row, he could fall to 18-9 at home. The name of his field, Progressive Fields, 189. So the Indians were a monster favorite yesterday, and obviously that does have a psychological impact. Said White Sox would be a game for your dollar parlays. Clevenger getting the 39th win was probably the most likely thing on September 3rd, which it wasn't. It's not what happened, but 39 did play a role. Number 39 gave up the white walk-off home run to the White Sox 39. And Twins and Red Sox, I was thinking the Twins would stay parked on 85 wins and pick up that 24th loss on the 24 date numerology. The date numerology did not hit. The Twins are now instead on today on 52 losses on the 52 date numerology. Minnesota's 52. So should have gave that some more consideration. Boston fell to 2-2 versus Minnesota this year. Boston and Twins are both 22 in the most pure cipher. So we did talk about that. But the date numerology was 31. So the date numerology didn't play out in this game for the specific day. So put the weight on the date numerology. It burned us that time. And remember, in baseball, date numerology will burn you more than any other sport. Every other sport's a whole lot more consistent with date numerology. The Blue Jays and the Braves. Braves had a chance to stay on 85 wins. That did not happen. They went past that. Braves had a chance to become 11-7 versus the AL. Toronto was 117, so there was a couple riddles there for a Toronto upset. Instead, the Braves stayed on 24 losses versus the Blue Jays all time on the 24 date numerology. And yeah. The Brewers and Astros was a really tight game yesterday. We talked about how there was a scenario that this one could easily go either way. The Brewers ended up picking up that 71st win, the 20th prime number, and Astros equals 20 in the most pure cipher. So don't say there's no chance of the team winning. And I didn't say that yesterday, but somebody called in and said they thought the Brewers had no chance. I said, I wouldn't do that, man. They can get that 71st win. We just saw Oakland do that against Houston. So the Cardinals won again, no surprise. Cardinals have a real chance to sweep the series. Today, if they win, they'll stay on 25 home losses on a 25-date numerology. Again, that's the overlap number. St. Louis is 25, Giants is 25, SF is 25. The hits were 2-5 yesterday. And they are going to play one more tomorrow. So tomorrow we will have 26 date numerology. We'll have to think about that. But the Cardinals got a real shot at a sweep. Let's see. The Cubs beat the Mariners. Can't say that's shocking. Cubs stayed on 24 home losses on the 24 date numerology. They could have picked up that 25th home loss. Mariners 97, the 25th prime. Had the Cubs lost, they would have fallen to 11-9 versus the AL. Mariners was 119, so it was similar to the Atlanta riddle, but neither of them came through. Lester came into the game 11-9. We saw that Lester was on 107 losses, the big Seattle number, and he stayed on those 107 losses. He got the win yesterday. So that was the clue for Lester that he probably wouldn't pick up a loss. There was a chance at a no decision. But can't say that outcome was shocking. The Tigers and the Royals, we talked about how if the Royals win the series, if they win 2 out of 3, they'll get to 44 home losses, which is very likely. So Royals to win the series, they're up 1-0 now. If they lose just one, they'll get to 44 home losses. Detroit's 44. Kansas City improved to 8-9 versus the Tigers yesterday. 89, the 24th prime, 24 date numerology. Detroit became 9-8 against Kansas City. Detroit is 98. And there was a concern that Kansas City could become 4-3 at home if they lost, because 43 is the 14th prime. We see a lot of 14 with KC. And we also saw that Montgomery had a riddle to win or lose the Royals pitcher. Norris was looking mostly good for a loss, the Tigers pitcher. I don't think he got the decision. Yeah, middle relievers got it. But the riddle was a little bit better for the Royals yesterday, and they are looking good to win the series. The D-backs and Padres. Diamondbacks won again. By the Diamondbacks winning, something we clued into yesterday, because there was a lot of riddles here, but we saw that this starter for the Padres was making his debut, and he wore the number 57. And the Diamondbacks had a chance to improve to 5-7 versus the Padres yesterday, and that's what they did with the starter making his debut, number 57. So his number was the winning clue. Sometimes the pitcher numbers are a big deal. The Angels and Athletics. The Athletics looked like they had the better riddle yesterday. The concern was Fears on the mound. He had a chance to get his 59th career loss or stay at 58. Angels is 58. Los Angeles Angels is 59. So if it wasn't for that Fears possibility of a 59th career loss, the A's had a very good riddle. They did win. Rockies and Dodgers. We saw that Urias for the Dodgers had a chance to become 5-3 on the season, and that number keeps hitting with Los Angeles. Los Angeles 53. They end up winning 5-3. Colorado, though, in the head-to-head record, had a chance to become or make the Dodgers 4-1 at home versus the Rockies, or from the Rockies' perspective, be 1-4 at Los Angeles, and LA's 41-14. They did the same thing earlier in the year playing in Colorado. The Dodgers were 4-0 in Colorado until they lost in the 5th game, becoming 4-1. But like I said, that Urias becoming 5-3 put a big damper on the upset, and then they win 5-3. Urias didn't get the decision, though, so that means in his next start he'll have a chance at 5-3. And I think there was one other game where I should have talked about the division records, because that played through. Was it the A's and Angels game? Again, division head-to-head records are real good indicators. And there was 2 games yesterday that were tight, but the division head-to-head indicators, both of those were right. One was the Kansas City Detroit game, and which was the other one? Oh, there was another one yesterday. The White Sox and the Indians. But again, division head-to-head records, when there's a sync there, it often comes through. No, it wasn't that game. No, it was one of them yesterday. Okay. Well, it's there. I know. I don't know. Having a brain freeze this morning, but again, division head-to-head records, great indicators. Oh, the Orioles and the Rays game was another one where it worked out, because the Rays became 6-3 at home versus the Orioles. Rays 63. Okay, let's jump into today's game. We got one early game, and then the next game starts at 3:35 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. So, and all the games start after that. But Mets at Nationals, first game today. Caller?
I just wanted to add a couple things for yesterday's recap. So, Orioles, when they beat the Rays in the morning game, that set up the Rays to become 33-29 against the AL East.
Okay, and, so 33-11 thing. Okay.
Yeah, and it also sets it up now where the Rays are like 39-32 at home or something like that. And I think they play the Blue Jays tomorrow. And tomorrow is set up so that the Blue Jays pitcher can go to 5-9, and the Rays will get their 33rd home loss.
Okay, yeah, good observation.
And tomorrow's the 33-day numerology.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, so yeah, you were totally right about that Brewers game, and I was kicking myself about it a little bit because as soon as you said that 71-20 the prime, I was looking at the head-to-head. And I was thinking, man, they have 70 wins, the head-to-head's on 70, and if they get the 71st, it'd be so perfectly synced, and it ended up being exactly that. But what's interesting about that game, the Astros record, and this Royals-Tigers game today is this. So today, the Tigers can get their 23rd win on 23-day numerology, which is the lesser one, the 9+4+1+9. But it did track yesterday because they did stay on the 22 on the 22-day for it. But what's really what I want you to key in on is the Royals with the loss, they'd be 50-90 going into 5-9 or 9/5, and the Astros are 90-50 going into 9/5 because they have today off.
All right, don't sleep on that 39, though. Kansas City's on the 39th parallel, and Tigers is 39, because I see Jackson could become 3-9.
Yeah, there's this.
Remember, the Royals are a big part of the New York ritual when they beat the Mets, so I know that 39 is important.
Well, if they do win today, the Royals, they become 29-43 at home, which is like 11-7 setup. And if they win 3 in a row at home, though that's kind of unlikely, they become 29-38 against the AL Central. Wait, is there actually 3 more games? Is this a 4-game?
Say that again?
Is this a 4-game series? I'm just looking it up.
Are you talking about the Tigers series?
Yeah, I'm seeing if they could get that. Oh, never mind. It's only 2 more games. Yeah, so they couldn't get that 29-38 against the AL Central this series. But yeah, if they do get that 50-90, that would be interesting to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to add that about the 33-29 that hits every single time.
Yeah, you made a good observation with that. All right, good work, man.
Let's get back to it. Thanks.
All right, see you. Okay. All right, so the Mets at Nationals game. I see a familiar pattern here. Whoops, I wrote this in the wrong spot. Where did I just write that at? This is what I wanted to write. Whoops. So, we just saw Syndergaard the other day come in 9-7 versus the Nationals and improved to 10-7. Wheeler can do it today. Remember, Washington Nationals is 107, so that's the first thing jumping out here. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's me, Joe.
What's up, man?
Hey, I got numbers for that Mets Nationals if you want right now.
Sure.
Okay, for the Mets to win, I have Zach Wheeler. If he wins, it'll be 10-7. 107 equals the Washington Nationals.
Right.
And Anibal Sanchez will get his 107th loss.
So you'd have a 107 ritual on both sides. Nice.
Yep. And then New York equals 78. And wait a minute, this is wrong.
Yeah, that's right. New York does equal 78.
Yeah, but and then the Nats would stay on 78 wins.
I think you were going to say that if Sanchez. I think you were going to say that if Sanchez lost, he'd be 8-7. The reflection of 78.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I messed up. I wrote like half of it and I forgot to write that part.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I got you.
that right. Okay, then New York Mets equals 60 in single reduction, and the Nats would get their 60th loss.
What equals 60?
New York Mets.
Oh, you have to use the rule with S. Is that what it is?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then the Nationals Park equals 52. Anibal Sanchez would stay on 52 home wins.
Okay.
And Anibal Sanchez equals 52.
And we got a 52-date numerology, right?
Correct, that's it. So that's a four-way 52. Then Washington equals 140. And then Dave Martinez, who's the coach or the manager of the
Nationals.
Nationals would get his 140th loss in Washington.
Huh. Okay, that's a good observation, too.
And then September also equals 140 since it's like the beginning of September. And then Wheeler would also get his 25th away win on a 25th date numerology.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm about to go through and plug in all the same stuff. So yeah, great work. I mean, that 107 hits.
I have some for the Nats too to win. So I kind of have one thing that I'm concerned about that I want to read to you. And see what you think about it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so the series is 11-7 right now between the Mets and Nationals. And if the Mets lost, they'd get they'd be 11-8. And today's 118 days left in the year.
Yeah, that is interesting. Mets is 12, though. Could be symbolic for the Mets to get that 12th win. Things like the days left in the year are definitely hit and miss. I mean, we've seen some real. It's just seemingly perfect riddles where it lines up with the day of the year, the days left in the year, and it doesn't come through. Sometimes it does, though. So I mean, that could be the narrative. But that 107 in the Nationals is pretty consistent.
Yeah. Then I also have the Wheeler could stay on 42 all-time wins, and the Nationals could get their 42nd home win, and the Nationals equal 42 in single.
Yeah, when you use the rule with S. DC is 4-3 though, those letters. So 43 in DC is not bad either.
Yeah, and the Mets could stay on 33 away wins, and 33 equals the Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like on the fence. So I'll let you go through it a little bit more and tell me what you think if the Mets is better or what. Okay.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Okay, so I'm already thinking the Mets is better just because of how consistent 10-7 is with them. Hold on, let me pull up yesterday's. All right, so the Nationals are now 7-11 versus the Mets. All right. Nationals are 7-11 versus Mets. Nationals are 4-4 at home. Okay, so color.
Yeah, I was going to say as well that the pitcher Wheeler is 0-2 against the Nationals, so he could become 1-2.
Like Mets.
You mentioned about a 12.
Mets
earlier.
is 12, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So just FYI. Okay.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep.
Caller.
I'm mad at myself, Zach, because this stuff that me and you only catch. Look at the Mets and Nationals. What I talked about last week with a cross reference. It was the 137th game yesterday.
Yeah, 33rd prime.
Nationals. Dumb, man.
Well, what are you mad about? We have the Nationals winning.
I know, but still, you got to mention that. Like, those things, like, help me bet more. You get what I'm saying, Zach? Does that make sense? Once you see sinks like that, it gives you more confidence to put more money on it. You get what I'm trying to say?
You might have had a heart attack yesterday if you put more money on it.
Yeah, man, that's just crazy, man. Yeah, it's just, but, like you said, when you decode a lot, you miss stuff like that, but that's why you say sometimes.
So look at today. Today's the Mets' 139th game, the 34th prime. You see a 34 up there? Because I do.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so we good.
All right. Yeah.
Good. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I say, like you said, 2 eyes are better than one. So.
All right. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
See it. All right. So yeah, it is the 139th game today for the Mets, the 34th prime. He's saying that yesterday was the 137th game for the Nationals, which is the 33rd prime, and the Mets picked up their 33rd away win in it. The biggest concern for me about the Mets is just staying on 33 away wins because Nationals is 33 and New York's 33. But yeah, those 10-7 riddles really come through for the Mets, and we already saw one just 2 days ago with Syndergaard. So Mets 139th game, 34th prime, can pick up 34th away win. I will make a note here. Nationals is 33. New York is 33. It is the overlap number, but they could go past it. All right, Zach Wheeler's stats. He's 42-37. DC's on the 38th parallel. DC, the letters D is 4, C is 3. Let's see. Whoops, 42-37. 37 is the 12th prime. All right, and let's see. Heard that caller say he could get his 25th away win on the 25 date numerology, and he is right about that. So today would be a great day to pick up the 25th away win, 25 date numerology. Caller?
Hey, Zach, I'm messing up, Zach. I am messing up, man.
What are you doing?
Man, I don't know. I'm impatient, man. I bet on Baltimore the first game. They lost, man. I don't know. Why did they lose the first game?
Well, you got to listen to yourself. You got to listen to yourself because I know that we both said we didn't know for that game, and you said you were just going to stay away from it.
I wasn't, but I came back and did it anyway.
Well,
impatient, man. I'm impatient.
Did you get him in the second game? Because we liked him to split yesterday. Did you get the Rays in the second
game? I just lost interest, man.
Yeah. Be patient, man. Patience is a virtue.
Man. I mean, I know better than that, though, man. I mean, you know, I'm pretty good at picking teams too sometimes, you know. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know, Jack. Hey, Zach, do me a favor. The thing you sent me yesterday, that's your text. That's your text on your phone, right?
Say that again.
Remember yesterday you sent me the dude number, so that's your text. So I can text you on that, right?
Yeah, you can text that number back. Yep.
Okay, really, I asked you because I want to ask you something later. I text you later, and see what you gonna say. Okay, I don't want to text you later to let you know something.
All right. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, no problem, man. So who you like? You like the Mets, or you like the Nationals? Who you like the best?
Well, so far looking at this, it's looking like it's probably pretty good for the Mets here. I'm going to look at it a little bit more, but I'm liking the Mets so far from what I've seen. So.
Okay, but I learned to be patient. I just had to learn to be patient, man.
Yeah, patience, huge.
Okay, no problem. You go back to your work, man. I just let you know, man. So no problem, man.
All right. Have a good day, man. Take care.
How you doing?
Yeah, patience, man. Okay. All right, Wheeler. Let's see what he's done against the Nationals. He is 4-10 versus the Nationals. So if he won in reverse, he'd be 5-10. Nationals is 105. Wheeler is 4-10 versus Nationals. Nationals is 105, so that stands out too. And at the ballpark, he's 2-3 at that ballpark. He could get to 3-3. Wheeler is 2-3 at Washington. New York is 33. Nationals is 33. All right, so I mean a lot looks good for Wheeler there. Improving to 10-7, consistent pattern with the Nationals. Getting his 43rd win in DC would make some sense. Getting the 25th away win on the 25 date numerology, improving to 5-10 versus the Nationals. Nationals 105, all that's making sense. And then let's look at Sanchez here. Sanchez is 105 and 106. So his record could be 105 and 106. Nationals is 105. Washington Nationals is 107 if he became 105 and 107. And he could fall to 8-7 on the season. New York 78. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I just wanted you to, just to be fair, just to kind of go over the Nationals side of things, because, you know, I've just noticed when you're kind of one-sided on a game, baseball commissioner tries to go the other way with it. So I just wanted to, you know, if you can go over the national side again, please.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. Yep, that's what we're getting to. We're looking at Sanchez. Yep. All right, got it, man. All right, Sanchez is 8-6 for season. If he lost, he'd be 8-7. New York is 78, the reflection. And let's see. In the NL, he's 59-57. Now, I heard that caller make the point. Yeah, if you use the rule for S, New York Mets is 60. He could get his 60th win in the NL. We'll look at who they face next, too. Sanchez is 59-57 in NL. Something to think about is Washington does equal 59-58, just like Freemasonry. But New York Mets does have that 51-60 connection. And let's see his splits. Home. He's 52-47 at home. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. My lady just put down some big note in front of me. Must be something here. Okay. All right. I'll look at it when I'm done. She's worried because somebody keeps texting my phone all these death threats, so she's like investigating herself. And okay. Anyway, let's see. All right. So Sanchez is 52 and 47 at home. New York does have that 48 connection, and he could stay on 52 wins on the 52 day. 52 day numerology. New York's 48. Let's see. See what he's done against the Mets. He's 5-5 versus the Mets. Could fall to 5-6. Washington D.C.'s 56. If he lost his next 2 games, he'd become 5-7. That big old Mets number. Caller.
Hey, so more on Sanchez. I don't know if you mentioned this already. So he would be 105 and 107 career with a loss. Nationals equals 105. Washington Nationals equals 107. And then he would be 8-7 for the season. 87 or 87 is like 666, but it's also the reflection of 78. New York is 78, and if you then go back to his career record with the loss, the 105, 107, with the reduction of that, that'd be like 68. New York Mets equals 168. The Mets would stay on 68 losses of the season.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that.
All right, Thanks. Appreciate it. Caller.
I see prophecies, Zach Sanchez, right away. His next game is versus Minnesota. Minnesota equals 52. He got 106 losses.
Yeah, so that's the next thing we're going to look at is who these guys face next. All right.
Yeah, Sanchez, Minnesota Twins.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good observation, too. So he could stay on that 52 to face Minnesota.
Yeah, that's Trent shit from Minnesota. So.
All right, yeah, good observation. Appreciate it.
Yep, all right.
All right, thanks. All right, so Sanchez is 5-5 versus the Mets. If he lost, he'd be 5-6. Washington, D.C. is 56. Most pure cipher. If you use the rule for S, it is 65. But things definitely stack better for the Mets in this game. There's no doubt about it. If you lose on the game, you lose going with the better riddle. But again, oftentimes when you see a pattern in a series, that pattern typically persists. We already saw Syndergaard in this series become 10-7 versus the Washington Nationals 107, and it's a pattern we've tracked all year. So, let's see. He's 6-2 at the Nationals Park. Sanchez is 6-2 at Nationals Park, and all I can say about that is Major League 63, Major League Baseball 63, another familiar number that shows up. MLB's 27, the reflection. And, all right, who do they pitch against next? Mets schedule. So the Mets play the Phillies Friday. Let's think about that, too, what they could go in with. Phillies does have that 349 connection, the 70th prime. So if they stayed on 70, the Mets... but a lot of times teams will even go one past the numbers. So, was that game? That game's in New York. So it's going to be their home record. Caller?
Hey, Zach, just want to let you know on this Mets game that about 30% of the money is on the Mets. 30%, so that's a good sign.
All right, yeah, good tip. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Okay. All right, so the majority of the money's on the Nationals by, he said, about 70% on Nationals, 30% on Mets. So, all right, he's going to face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to face the Diamondbacks next. Arizona Diamondbacks. Well, I'll just make a note about this. He'd have to lose this game and the next game to get to the Diamondbacks number. All right, Wheeler will face D-backs next. Arizona Diamondbacks equals 99. Would have to lose 2 in a row to get to 9-9. Now let me make sure the Diamondbacks don't have a connection to 117. Oh, wait, they have a connection to 117 as well. They have a connection to 117 as well. So, hold on. So, if he wins, it would set him up to become 11-7 versus the Diamondbacks as well. So, you can make an argument either way, but he would have to lose 2 in a row to get to 9-9. Caller?
Yeah, 2 observations. That it's the Mets' 75th away game. So, that's kind of like that big 57 number reflection.
That's true, too. Yep. That's true.
And like the caller just said on the money, he's right. And also, it was minus 119. Now I just looked at my book; it dropped to minus 117. So the money's dropping, but all the money's on the Washington. So that's a hell of a great sign for the Mets.
Yeah, and they got good numbers too. All right, appreciate it.
Yep.
Caller?
Hey, Zach Wheeler equals 117. So I was leaning for him to win this one and win the next one in Arizona.
And Arizona Diamondbacks is 117 as well, so yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add that.
All right, good one. All right. The pitcher named Gematria, I'm just so sore about it because it's burned me so many times. I'm not sure what cipher Wheeler is. Maybe it's Zach Wheeler. Oh, Zach Wheeler's 117, okay. All right, we'll make a note about that too. So he could be on his way to 2 wins. And what day is he going to pitch that next game? 117 has the relationship with 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. 10 be a day with 22 numerology. But yeah, looks like he could very well win his next 2 starts. Washington Nationals give out the 107 riddles. We've seen plenty of 117 in the Dodgers and D-backs head-to-head this year. And here we need to look at who Sanchez plays next. The D-backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to face the Twins next, like caller said. So remember how he's on 52 wins, Sanchez? And he plays Minnesota next? Minnesota's 52. Again, they hosted Super Bowl 52. So he could stay on 52 career wins. He will face Minnesota next. Minnesota 52. And so okay. Yeah, but so, okay, again, all the things going. It's the 139th game for the Mets, the 34th prime. They can get their 34th away win. So you got a prime number relationship. Wheeler can improve to 10-7 like Syndergaard did 2 days ago. Washington Nationals 107, pretty strong pattern that we've tracked a lot of. If Wheeler wins, he has a chance to get to 11-7 in his next start. Arizona Diamondbacks is 117, and even Zach Wheeler's 117. And Anibal Sanchez with a loss would be 8-7, the reflection of 7-8, New York 78. So those things on the surface, and a lot of times it is surface, they all look good for the Mets today. To me, the biggest concern about the Mets is them staying on 33 away wins because it's the overlap number. Nationals and New York's 33. And possibly staying on 70 wins because 70 connects to Philadelphia Phillies, which is 349 to 70th prime, and that's who they play next. But even still, just the more like I always say, usually when you see a pattern in a series, that pattern will persist throughout the series. You already saw a pitcher get to 10-7 once. Caller?
Hey, I got to correct you, Zach. He got 52 wins at home.
Oh, that game's at Minnesota. I see. So,
yeah, but look, it's I don't want to jinx this, man, but fuck it. Like you said, I'm going like you. Mets gonna win because Washington Nationals equals 107. He gonna get his 107 today. He gonna beat the Twins. I'm thinking
to get that 106th win.
Yep, and then it's gonna go with the prophecy, 106-62.
Okay, yeah, that could make some sense. So.
And then Minnesota Twins is Target Field, right?
Uh-huh. Is Target Field 107? Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, Target Field's 107 too. He could go in there with 107 losses.
There we go, yeah. It's too much for the the Mets, Zach. Fuck it. Everybody calling in saying this shit. The money's lopsided. Like you said, we lose that. I don't mind losing with the riddle, man. You know.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, if you play Nationals 107 riddles when they come up, I can't remember the last time it didn't hit. I mean, so there's always a possibility the riddle doesn't come through, but that 107 riddle's pretty consistent with Washington. So.
Yeah. So no, I'm cool with that, man. I ain't got but a couple more minutes. I might put some grocery money on the game or something real quick. Fuck it.
All right.
Man, I'm gonna go with the bench.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it.
Hey, are you the Green Bay game again?
Huh?
Which way I go? Sorry. Green Bay, you gonna do that tonight or what?
We'll probably talk about it tomorrow morning. But did you see what I said about all that 134 and 53 in Vesica Pisces?
This morning I caught it in the beginning when I was headed to work with the golf, right?
Vesica Pisces, the shape of the football equals 134-53. Go back and look at those Bears notes, how 134 and 53 stacks real well for the Bears in that game.
Yeah. So then, Zach, that means the riddle is true about the Sunday then, the Sunday night riddle.
It must. Correct? It must. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. These motherfuckers are a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we go with the third. I guess we go with the Thursday riddle next week, man.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man.
Well, I might get it there. All right, man. Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Okay, so this Rangers at Yankees game, we have 52 date numerology. Texas Rangers is 52. We talked about how the Yankees, it looked like their riddle was too good through Aaron Boone to win yesterday, and they did. So today, do the Yankees sit on 52 home wins on the 52 date numerology against the Texas Rangers 52? Chad Green's only going to pitch a couple innings, so we'll have to look at Lance Lynn here. If the Rangers didn't lose, they'd stay on 43 away losses. New York Yankees 191, the 43rd prime. Let me get the head-to-head for these teams. I think they're 1-1 against each other now for the year. Yeah, Yankees are 1-1 versus the Rangers this year. And Yankees are 1-1 versus Rangers in 2019. Remember, Rangers and Yankees is both 37, the 12th prime. So either team could theoretically be 1-2 versus the opponents. Lance Lynn. Let's look at this. Let's see what Lance Lynn's got going on. What this scenario is reminding me of, though, is the Sunday game where it was a 22-date numerology. The Yankees were looking at their 22nd home loss, and they were playing Oakland, and Oakland's 22, a city that dishes out 22, and they didn't pick that up. They won that game. And I suppose that maybe had to do with setting up Boone's record for what they did on March 9th. But I see right here Lance Lynn can get that 97th win, the 25th prime, and we got 25-date numerology as well. He could also get his 25th win in the AL on the 25-date numerology. So that stands out right away. Lance Lynn can pick up 97th career win, 97 25th prime, 25 date numerology. Lynn can improve, to, I can't type, 25 and 19 in AL with a win. 25 date numerology. Okay. I'm just making note about this. Lynn is 14 and 9 with Texas. The only thing that I could see that could go sideways about that is 10 equals 39 like New York. If he got his 39th loss. Again, New York Yankees is 191, the 43rd prime. 43 is the 14th prime. He's on 14 wins with Texas. But that 97 and 25 lines up nice with the date, just like the Yankees staying on 52 wins lines up, plus Texas Rangers is 52. So let's look more at Lynn's stats. Actually, one more thing I want to think about real quick. Hold on, I'm just going to look at the, going back a game real quick. That's interesting right there. I got to document this about the Mets National Series. One more thing to think about. I'll put it down here. Mets are 33 and 32 in NL East. Again, the overlap number is 33 for these teams. Nationals is 33. New York is 33. That's the biggest concern for the Mets, is staying on those 33 away wins. And yeah, just the way the 33s could play against them. But all those other things look good. And again, we've already seen the 10-7 riddle in this series. So often when a pattern hits in a series and it has an opportunity to come up again, it hits again. So, all right, I want to look at the Rangers and Yankees, their division stats real quick too. The Yankees versus the West are 15 and 11. So they could get their 12th loss. Remember, Rangers 37, the 12th prime. Yankees are 15 and 11 versus AL West. Rangers equals 37, 12th prime if they got that 12th loss. And the Rangers against the East are 9 and 9. Yankees is 109. Rangers are 9 and 9 versus AL East. Yankees equals 109. Of course, the reflection could also play, but if they win, they'd be 10 and 9, just like straight up 109. And let me see here. Hey, by the way, Arizona, I saw you were trying to call in earlier while somebody else was on the line. Please call back when you get a minute. I know you always got a great observation for us. So, let's see. Lynn is 42 and 42 away. Well, that's not going to help us because that could go either way, right? New York Yankees is 191, the 43rd prime. So I'm not even going to write it down because it's not helpful, but that could go either way. Maybe I should really start looking at this second half thing. He could get his 33rd win pitching in the second half. The games where we looked at it yesterday, it seemed to matter, but we only looked at it for one day. Lynn is 32 and 29 in second half of season. New York is 33. And there he is. Hey, what's up, man? Glad you're listening.
Hey, yeah. I think we may have missed a big clue with this kid's death too. You know, this kid,
Chase Numata. Yeah.
So you know, the other day when I was asking you about 63, right? You said, well, that connects to batting. Batting coach is 63, like just Charlie Manuel, right? Kia David 63. Forward and backwards.
Yeah, that is a good one.
And look at I sent you on the hotline, I sent you a picture of when the cops supposedly found this kid's body. Look at the time on that, Zach. It's early morning hours.
Hold on.
You see the screenshot?
I'm going back. When did it looks like you sent it? All right, hold on. It's buried. Okay, found it. Let's see. Wait. Did you send it to this phone? I don't think it came through.
Huh. Let's see.
Because I got all the Bryce Harper photos. Those are the last photos I got.
Why is it not working? I'll send it again, man.
Okay.
You got the other line next to you?
Yeah, if you want to send it to that one, I got that here.
It's on there. It's on there.
Oh, you
I
sent
it to both.
All right, hold on. Yeah, it is here. Hold on, let me see.
The kid's name too, Chase Numata equals 63 also.
215. That's the Philadelphia area code, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Is it? Is it the Philadelphia area code?
I was thinking it had maybe. Let me see. 215.
Look at what minute of the day it is.
1:35.
Early hours. Yeah.
1:35. Yeah.
2:15 supposedly by the cops reported it. 2:15 a.m. they found him or whatever.
And Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the 215 area code.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh man, that's just too much, man. I was doing the decode on the cop. The sergeant that supposedly reported it. He had 83 and 38 Gematria, just like his roommate in the story had 38 and 83 Gematria.
Huh.
And it also had other connections to, the Phillies, their names. But, yeah, man, it's just sick, all of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a great observation, though. And again, he played for the Phillies and the Yankees farm teams, so.
Yeah, and the day he died, supposedly, the Detroit, that was the farm team he was in. They lost 4-3 to the Twins, and Philadelphia Phillies equal 191, New York Yankees equal 191. That's the 43rd prime number,
right?
And 43 is the 14th prime number. He was the 14th. He was picked in the 14th round by the Phillies.
Huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, man. It's real interesting. They're definitely a part of this riddle.
Yeah. Well, great work as always, man. Appreciate it.
Well, hey, that's all I have, man. Thanks for everything you're doing, man, and really appreciate this website. I never realized how much these websites cost, man. So, yeah, you're definitely a man of your word.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive. You have to pay. The way they do it, they make you sign a contract, and they do a monthly service fee, and they say it's a lot of work. So, all right, I'll find out.
All right, Zach. You have a good one, brother.
All right, appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay. Ranger. All right, hold on. I just wanted to double check the Yankees and Rangers head-to-head record here. So the Yankees. Let's make sure it's updated. It's funny that 215 comes up right away after we talk about that number. Okay. All right, so it is updated. So the Yankees are 215 and 124 at home versus the Rangers. If they lost, it'd be 125. Kind of a reshuffling of the same numbers. 388 and 276 all time. Their next loss is 277, the 59th prime. Don't think that has a specific connection to today. But let me see. Just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. All right, so far what we looked at, again, Chad Green's only going to pitch an inning or two. Let's see if we can figure out who's pitching after Chad Green. Rangers, Yankees preview. Not 2 days ago. I want it for today. Okay, can I get it for today? Or September 4th. going to be Chad Green's 13th time being the opener this year. Make sure there's nothing with 13. You know, when I think of 13, I do think of 52. 52, cards in the deck. 4 suits of 13. All right. Chad Green could fall to 2 and 5 if he got credited with the loss. They have him as 2 and 4 right here. So, yeah, that is true. He could fall to 2 and 5. Caller?
Hey, so I just want to have one stat for last night before it gets too much later into this. So yesterday night, that comeback of 6+ runs entering the bottom 9th, ESPN SportsCenter Twitter account put out a tweet about that exact thing, and they put the record of teams going into the bottom 9th. And teams that were down by 6 runs were 4 wins and 1,321 losses. When you reduce 1,321, it's 7. So it's 4-7. DC is 47. And then it became, with the Nationals winning, 5 and 7 reduction. Mets is 57, New York Mets is 57. So that score, even the record, or the comeback kind of thing, all of it was showing Mets numbers.
Huh, interesting.
I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so Green probably won't get credit with the win or loss, but he could become 2 and 5 if he did on the 25-date numerology. And again, Lynn has a nice riddle through 97 and 25 as well. So I think Rangers definitely got a shot today. And we also saw that the Yankees could get the 12th loss versus the AL West. Rangers is 37, the 12th prime. I didn't finish looking at Lynn's splits, though, did I? I still got a few more things to look at. I got to see what he's done against the Yankees. He's 1-1 versus the Yankees. Either he could become 1-2 versus them, or they could become 1-2 against him. And let's see, has he pitched at Yankee Stadium? Looks like he actually hasn't pitched there. Or he has. He's 0-2 there. He's 0-2. He could improve to 1-2 there. Lynn is 0-2 at Yankees. Again, Yankees equals 37. 12th prime. Okay. The Phillies at the Reds. Again, we're thinking the Phillies now. We're down to 2 games. We'll win. We'll split these last 2 because the Reds will probably pick up that 65th win. And I already know both of these pitchers that are going for the Reds today and tomorrow have a riddle to pick up their 70th win. Philadelphia Phillies 349, the 70th prime. There is a chance the Reds could get to 66 wins in Cincinnati. We'll see what they do after this series, if they go somewhere else. They're at home against the Diamondbacks, so they could pick up that 66th win in the D-backs series, too. One thing I forgot to do real quick with the Yankees series is see who Lynn faces next. Rangers. Well, Rangers will play the Orioles tomorrow. Not sure that any of those numbers go with the Orioles. All right. The Yankees are on 91 wins for Chad Green's 13th start. 91's the 13th triangular number. That's also interesting. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lynn's going to face the Devil Rays next. And Tampa Bay Rays is 43, the 14th prime, but Tampa Bay is 47, the 15th prime. If he picks up that 25th away win, he'd go into... Or no, that game's back at home, actually. I take it back. He could get his 15th win against Tampa Bay, or he could go in with 15 against Tampa Bay in Arlington. Arlington's 47 like Tampa Bay. Caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
What's up?
question. So I was watching the live telecast of this Washington Nationals Mets game, and the announcer said that Anibal Sanchez, this is his 17th consecutive start, I guess, since he came back from the IR without a loss, without recording a loss. He's 8-0.
8-0 in those 17 starts, huh?
Yeah, so I don't know if that screamed anything to you, but I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right. Thanks, man. Here, let's just look at his game log real quick for the real-time bettors. Game log 2019. All right. His team lost while he was on the mound, but he didn't get credited with it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I see that he's not getting credited with the losses, but his team is lost while he's on the mound. So, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. His last 8 decisions have been wins. So that could change in this one. In the 9th. In his last 9 decisions, he could have 1 loss, 1-8, baseball 18, ritual 81. But his team has been losing while he's been on the mound. So let's just count in that streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11-5 in that streak. All right. Oh, hold on. Something else that stands out about this. Actually, this is a good thing to look at. You see how is this for all this year? Yeah, this is for this year. So this isn't his record this year, but when he starts, his team is 14-11 for the year. Mets is 12 in the most pure cipher. So his team could get the 12th loss. I gotta start looking at that. So let me just throw that note down here. Nationals are 14-11 this year when Sanchez starts. Mets equals 12. And hold on, let me make sure Mets isn't 15 in reverse. Yeah, it's 24. Here, let's just do that. There's just so many things in baseball, so many different types of stats to keep straight. For Wheeler, his team is 14-12 when he starts. He could stay on 12 losses. Could pick up that 15th. DC 47, the 15th prime. All right. Come back to the Rangers and Yankees game. Suppose we can do the same thing for Lynn. Lynn is 15. His team is 15-13 when he starts this year. 15-13. All right. So things do look better for the Rangers. This game is just giving me deja vu of that Oakland game from Sunday, where it looked like Oakland had a pretty good riddle. But man, those 25s really line up for Lance Lynn as well on the 25 date. So just going against the Yankees in New York is kind of dangerous because they win at a clip of about 2.5 to 1. Whereas the Rangers aren't a great road team, so those are the other things to weigh. Let's keep moving through the games, though. Even though the Rangers have a good riddle, going against the Yankees at home is kind of like playing with fire. All right, Phillies and Reds. Let me come down and grab yesterday's stats. Right. So since he's now 1-4 versus Philly and 0-2 at home. And again, if the Reds win only one game, they're going to be at 65 wins, what we keep talking about. So, Cincy is 1-4 versus Philly, 0-2 in Cincy. You know, if Philadelphia won today, they would be 5-1 in Cincinnati. Cincinnati equals 51. Phillies can improve to 5-1 versus Cincinnati. So that's something going in Philadelphia's favor. The head-to-head record improving to 5-1. And let's look a little bit more at the stats here. I see Nola could become 12-5. I think Philadelphia Phillies is 125. Am I making that up? Maybe it's not. It's 126. Yeah, I'm a number off. Okay. Nola could actually improve to 13-4, and we know Philadelphia was part of the Tisha B'Av riddle. We just saw the church burn 134 days there after the Notre Dame fire. Aaron Nola. Let's see. Nola's 53-32. We have a 32 date numerology. 54 is that big baseball number. And Nola is 23-17 away. Ohio's 61, the 18th prime. I don't know how much weight I'd put on that. And second half, 22-13. Let's see. He's 2-1 versus the Reds. The 2.86 ERA. And Cincinnati. He's 0-0 at Cincinnati. One start, 1.29 ERA. But he has pitched well there. And guess I can look at the game log real quick too. See what his team is this year with him on the mound. The team is 18-11 with him on the mound. Reds is 19. Phillies are 18-11 when Nola starts. Reds equals 19. So I think that's a good stat indicator I probably should be paying attention to. I have a feeling that we've been missing some things there. What the team does with the pitcher on the mound outside of just their individual record. So two things going for the Phillies. They can improve to 5-1 versus Cincinnati. We know 51's huge in Cincinnati. And the Phillies could get their 19th win with Nola on the mound. Reds 19. So I know one thing Bauer's got going for him. Bauer is 69 and 59. Cincinnati Reds is 70 as well. Bauer is 69 and 59. What was he for the season? If he lost, he'd be 1-5 in Ohio. All right. Cincinnati Reds equals 70. Philadelphia Phillies equals 349 70th prime. And let's see some more stats. He's 2-6 in the NL. 6 in the NL. Let's see. Home Bauer's 37 and 27. His next loss is 28. Reds is 28. His numbers don't go with the Phillies. He's 1-0 versus the Phillies with a 3.0 ERA. And pitching in this ballpark. He's 2-3 at the ballpark. It doesn't go with our teams. Let's see. His team this year for this year, and again, he hasn't played with. Well, here we can even look what it is with Cincinnati. With Cincinnati, his team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1-5. All right. Cincy is 1-5 with Bauer on the mound this year. Bauer's team is 14 and 16 with him on the mound overall, and that's because he played for Cleveland the first part of the year. How does that not look right, though? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he was 13 and 11 with them. I guess that is right. All right. So it is a 25 date numerology. If Cincy won with him on the mound today, they'd improve to 2-5 on the 25 date numerology. Again, today's pitcher for Cincinnati and tomorrow's has the same scenario, that chance to get the 70th win. But I am thinking Phillies are going to win 3 out of 4 here. So we can take a peek at who pitches tomorrow. Vargas and Sonny Gray. If Sonny Gray lost tomorrow, he'd be 10-7. 107th to 28th prime. Reds is 28. Let's just look a little bit more at Vargas and Gray. $98. Is that a number that connects to the Reds? Great American Ballpark's 89, the reflection. Vargas has 19 wins in the NL, 24 losses. And Gray. Yeah, Gray can get to 10-7. Yeah, it's going to be tricky because of the Reds pitchers. But we did see how, again, I think this is something I'm going to need to start paying attention to, what the team has done with the pitcher on the mound. Again, the Phillies are 18-11 when Nola starts, meaning they could get their 19th win today, and Reds is 19. Caller?
Hey, Zach, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
How deep is the game fixed? How deep is it? You know, I thought about it. During the preseason, you can see your favorite team practice if you're in the area, right?
Right.
And during the regular season, you can't do it. You know why? Because both team rehearsal, just like a Hollywood script.
Yeah.
I believe they both practice together. I believe. What do you think?
I think they do too, and I think that it's very scripted, very.
And what I told my cousin about it, he said he laughed at me like I was joking. I said I believe Super Bowl rehearsed too.
Oh yeah.
I believe rehearsed. Do you think football only one? What about baseball? What do you think about baseball?
The same thing. I think it's all scripted. When Russell Wilson threw the interception at the goal line to end the Super Bowl, the Patriots came out and said they practiced that play all week for that scenario. It's like, why would you practice all week the Seahawks throwing the ball at the goal line when they didn't do it a single time the entire year until that Super Bowl play? So.
Hey, plus, in baseball, I believe, how a team is 10-0 in the ninth, and the team come back and do all 11 runs for a walk-off. I believe they get that phone call.
Exactly.
Get the phone call said, it might be too much money on this or certain. We got to come back and win this game. I believe phone call will come back and be in the middle of the game. I believe phone calls. I believe.
Sure.
That's how I'm feeling. I feel like that since I was a little kid, be honest with you.
Yeah, they got the phone in the dugout. There's a reason, man. Somebody's calling in. Somebody from outside the game needs to reach the people down there. Exactly.
Hockey. What about hockey? Same way too.
Same thing, man. Yeah, all sports is controlled by Freemasonry. It's Freemasonry that's doing this. So.
They want to train people, man. People see my father starting to listen to me. My father, me on the same page. My father said, like as my father said, no disrespect to you. My father said, you a bad motherfucker. My father said, you a bad man. He said, you stuff, man.
Yeah, that's a good compliment. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, it's very scripted.
Okay, no problem. No problem, man. I listen to you, no problem.
All right, thanks, dude. Take care.
All right.
Okay, so again, if the Phillies win, they will be 5-1 versus Cincinnati, and that would give the Reds the opportunity to get the 65th win tomorrow. And if Phillies do win today, they'd get the 19th win as a team with Nola on the mound. Nola would improve to 13-4, which is that Tisha B'Av number. And again, Philadelphia was very much involved in the Tisha B'Av rituals. The recent church burning that just happened even post that as part of it. And Bauer has a little narrative. So, yeah. I'm going to keep looking. I think things are a little bit better there for the Phillies, especially thinking they're going to split today and tomorrow. Because tomorrow, it didn't look like things lined up quite as well with the team wins and all that. So, all right, Marlins and Pirates. Remember, I talked about this game yesterday. I really like that Trevor Williams can get to 8-6. Marlins 86. We've seen that number play with them all year. Let me make sure I'm not skipping a date numerology thing here. Cardinals. Hold on. Mets are putting up runners. Maybe get some runs here. Caller?
Hey, Zach. I'm just calling back to ask you a quick question. Do you think it makes sense to add to the MLB cheat sheet for the Mets the name Metropolitans?
Is that the actual still name, or is that the old school name back in the day?
So that's the old school name, and they at some point cut it short.
Shortened it, like Knickerbockers and Knicks.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know if you thought that made sense. Because I looked at the New York Metropolitans, and that gave me 108, and as well as Metropolitans equals 60. So I guess maybe today, if it comes through, maybe we should add it, or what do you think?
Metropolitans. Oh, okay, so I'm just looking at it. New York Metropolitans. 108, like Major League, and like 108 double stitches on a baseball. 98. What was the 108 riddle for today?
Well, it wasn't really a 108 riddle. It was the I know Hannibal Sanchez was like 8-0, so he could go 8-1. I don't know if you can reduce 108 to 18.
Oh, I see. Well, baseball's 18. 108's kind of like 18, yeah.
And just the Nationals staying. Getting the 60th loss, so that would tie in the Metropolitan. I don't know. I just wanted to know if you thought it made sense.
Well, it could be because it's part of the historical team and it's got that special baseball number. So it'd be something to keep in mind and just watch an eye. Like if we start noticing there's a bunch of 108 in Mets history, yeah, maybe there is something there. So, yeah, it's a good thought.
Okay. I didn't want to stop you. I just don't remind me that.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, so this Pirates game, I really like the idea that... hold on, I forgot to plug in all my date numerology. I put it up here at the top, but I didn't plug it in with the games. So Washington, I don't like Washington to win today, but they do have a chance to stay on 25 losses versus the NL East. Staying on the number is not real consistent. Rockies can stay on 25 away wins versus the Dodgers today. Let me just get all these plugged in here so I don't forget to do these. Caller?
Hey, Zach. As you all went back to that Mets game, what I've been doing lately, too, is been looking at certain teams' Twitter pages. Guess whose birthday it is that they're celebrating at the Mets today? Twitter page.
Who's that?
Mike Piazza.
It's funny. I almost said Mike Piazza because to me he's the most famous New York Met of my lifetime. Oh, that's funny. Mike Piazza birthday. Okay.
Mike Piazza, number 31. This is happy birthday 2 hours ago, right before the game started.
Ah, funny.
Twitter page. So anyway, I think it's pretty much it should be a slam dunk for the Mets today. I just couldn't see how they would have them lose so badly yesterday, and still lose today. So.
All right, yeah, good observation. Mike Piazza birthday, perfect. All right, appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Where did the time go? I used to be a little kid, Mike Piazza playing ball. Let's see. Phillies today. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing about the Phillies. The Phillies have been following the lesser date numerology. They got the 30th win on the 30 date, the 31st win on the 31 date. They can get the 32nd win on the 32 date. And oftentimes when patterns break in a series, it would be in the last game. So, there is a little riddle for Bauer. But again, Phillies becoming 5-1 against Cincy makes sense. Getting the 19th team win with Nola on the mound against the Reds. Reds 19 makes sense. And Nola can also stay on 32 career losses today on the 32 date. All right, I think I got the date numerology plugged in now. Yeah, all right. Okay, so Marlins at Pirates. Again, Trevor Williams. My eyeballs are popping out. Williams can improve to 8-6 with a win. Marlins is 86. Seen it all year. All right, let's look some more. Let's check out Trevor Williams splits, and then we'll look at Duger. And actually, hold on. Let me get one other thing up here. Let me get the stats from yesterday. Did they play each other yesterday? Was it Marlins Pirates yesterday? Yeah, it was. And I think the Marlins won 5-4 yesterday. Let's see. All right, hold on. Did I not write down? Oh. Huh. I was missing information yesterday when we decoded this game. Let me, let's get this right then. Maybe the winning clue was right here and I didn't even dig it up yesterday. Pittsburgh Pirates, Miami Marlins, 106-92. So the Pirates, I'm almost glad I didn't look at this yesterday. All right. (106-92). 63-37 at home. Let me see if this is updated with yesterday's game. Yeah, they got yesterday's game in there. I guess they wouldn't have had a chance to get to 93 losses on the 93 date. All right, hold on. Pirates are 106 and 92 versus Marlins all time. And 63 and 37 at home. Pirates are 63 and 37 at home. And this year, Pirates are 2-2 versus the Marlins this year. Oh and 1 at home. Okay. P is the 11th letter with the reverse alphabetic order. If they won today, they'd be 1-1 at home. Again, Trevor Williams can get to 8-6, which is what's really jumping out to me. Trevor Williams is 29 and 26. Well, the one concern there is, all right, Williams is 29 and 26 for career. So Miami is 27. Marlins is 103, 27th prime. So there is something in his career record that could go against him. But, man, sometimes I think just sticking to the season records. Because I know it's come out of my mouth before. Man, if I would have just stayed to the season record and not dug as deep, it was just right there on the surface. I know I've said that a few times this year. He's 15 and 13 at home. Second half, 16 and 13. He was drafted by the Marlins. He went to ASU, like a lot of baseball players. He's 0-1 versus the Marlins for his career. He got rocked. He didn't have a good start. All right. He's 15 and 13 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right, let's check out this Duger guy. All right, Duger is 0-1 for the season. He has almost nothing to go off of. Where did he pitch? Home or away? All right. Duger is 0-1 for a career. Duger is 0-1 away. And let's see who they face next. They didn't get any runs in that situation. No runners on first and second with no outs. See, that was, if you have runners on first and second with no outs, I mean, there's a chance you could hit into some double plays and whatnot, but baseball 2 decades ago, you'd probably bunt in that situation. You know, baseball players used to know how to lay down a bunt when they needed to. Get the runner on second and third, 1 out. Worst case scenario, sack fly to get a run in. I mean, this year in baseball, so often with those situations, people aren't scoring. Because baseball's not baseball anymore. All right. Who does Williams face next? One, two, three, four, five. The Giants. The Giants. What could make sense about that? Caller?
Yeah, you on, Zach?
I'm on right now, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to give you a quick call, ask you a couple questions.
I give you a call another time?
Yeah. That's okay, man.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
All right, see you. No problem. All right. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text message I had to respond to. All right, so Williams on the surface becoming 8-6 against the Marlins makes a lot of sense. His next game against the Giants, it's hard to say where that would go. There's no clear Giants connections. His career record, Williams picking up that 27th loss is a little bit worrisome. That does connect to Miami as well. But man, that 8-6 just keeps showing up. So many pitchers have come in to face the Marlins 8-6 as well. Who pitches tomorrow? So he could be 3-6 or 4-5, both Miami numbers. All right. All right. Somebody's sending a bunch of text messages right now. See if they're in the chat. Why is there so many notifications? I think maybe I wasn't getting messages from people for a while because all of a sudden the phone's going nuts and there's just like a million different text messages from all sorts of numbers. Wow. Okay. Well, I hate that he can get his 27th career loss. I did not want to see that. This is going to drive me nuts, all the phone vibrating like that. What in the world? All right. I need to put the phone somewhere else. Okay. Just thinking about it again. Pirates are 106-92 versus the Marlins. They're 63-37 at home. They're 2-2 versus the Marlins this year. 0-1 at home. They could improve to 1-1. And yeah, it was looking so good with that 86 until Justini could get his 27th career loss. Wow. How do I complete? Okay. All right, let's keep shopping then. The White Sox in the Indians game. So, heartbreaker last night for the Indians. Gave up the big lead. And if you took that one guy's advice to bet first 5, then you won on the Indians pick. Bieber can get to 13-7, like 137, the 33rd prime, big Cleveland number. That stands out. Let me get the White Sox and Indians head-to-head information here. All right. Indians are 6-8 versus White Sox. They're 4-4 at home. Chicago does have that 44 connection. Okay. Nova. Start with Nova's stats. Nova's 87-75, and in the AL he's 62-51. Cleveland's 51 if you use the rule with V. V's the master number in that word. It can be 22 or 4. So Cleveland's 33 in the most pure cipher. If you make V 22, it's plus 18, so 51. And Caller?
Zach, I honestly think Indians a good play to play the 1.5 today.
Oh, to cover?
I think everybody gonna back off of it. No, because everybody, just like your truck driver call, they lose their morale and their energy. Plus, Shane Bieber could go 13-7.
Yeah.
Like 137, Cleveland 33.
That's what I just said, yeah.
Yep, so I'm thinking it's good energy, man, for the Indians. Same like with Yankees, man, when they got shut out and tore ass up yesterday, so.
Yeah.
Same thing.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, bud.
All right, see it. All right, so Nova. I don't think it. He could get his 76th loss. If you use the rule with S, Cleveland Indians is 76. Okay. So let me write that down. Nova is 87 and 75. Cleveland Indians equals 67, 76. So Nova, right team to get the 76th loss against. And he could be. All right, let me see. Nova is 62 and 50 in AL. Cleveland is 51. All right. Bieber is 12 and 7 for season. Here, look at more at that. Hold on, Nova. All right, Nova. Nova's 42 and 43 away. 38 and 37 in the second half. Let's see. He's 3 and 2 versus the Indians, so Nova could fall to 3 and 3. That stands out right away. Nova is 3 and 2 versus Indians. Cleveland's 33. And let's check out Bieber real quick. Bieber's 23 and 12. Doesn't go with the White Sox. He's 8 and 8 at home. And 8 and 8 at home. He's facing the White Sox, 88. Indians. White Sox. All right, let's see. Oh my God. Caller?
Hey, Zach, sorry to bust your chops one last time, but since we can live bet this first game, can you go to the Nationals, the Nats Twitter page? They are honoring a cancer victim today, and they have all these numbers across this Twitter feed that they just put out, and they have a quote. Can you break that down for us on the Patreon here?
You're saying nationals.com, their website?
No. The Nationals Twitter page.
Oh, Nationals Twitter page. All right, hold
Watch
on.
the Nationals Twitter. You got a guy named Aaron Behrendt who decided to stay in the fight for more than 4 years, and it has how many days that is, it has how many hours that is, it has how many minutes that is, it has how many seconds, and then it says, today the bear comes over the mountain.
Just the right thing. Washington Nationals. All right. I blacked out and then we won that one. No. I'm not real good on Twitter. I don't use it very much.
Just literally put Washington Nationals Twitter.
I am on their Twitter page, but I just don't see the thing about cancer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's see. That's the only way I know. Maybe because I have a Twitter account, it just comes up by default. But all right, whenever.
Oh, stay in the fight. This is it. Today the bear comes over the mountain.
Yes, today the bear, correct, comes over the mountain. But I did see a 107 in the full reduction at the end, but all the other numbers, it has a hashtag of stay in the fight.
Okay, stay in the fight.
I promise I won't hold that.
Stay in the fight's 171, the 18th triangular number. Baseball's 18. It's also 207, not far off from 27, like MLB's 27, and then it's both 72, the reflection. So it definitely has a baseball connection, that phrase. But,
okay, like I said.
I don't see anything for today's
game. When I put in the today the bear comes over the mountain, I got a 379, a 145, a 485, and a 170, which is reshuffled. 107. You mentioned about 107, but I know if anything would jump out at you.
Let me see. Is that a prime number? 379 is the 75th prime.
Oh, we were talking about 75 earlier in the game. I don't remember that.
The reflection of 57. So.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I'll let you do it. I just happened to see that, and the score is still pretty close. So didn't know if you had that was going to give us any type of angle.
All right. Yeah, do appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So the date numerology piece for the Nationals. Mets still have a great riddle today. They're down early, not a big deal. One thing for the Nationals with the date numerology is they did have a chance to stay on 25 losses versus the NL East on the 25 date. But still, a whole lot lining up for Wheeler. So we'll see if he can get out of this situation. Where were we at? White Sox and Indians. Okay, so a lot does line up here for the Indians today. Again, Nova could get his 76th loss. Cleveland Indians is 76. Nova could get his 51st loss in the AL. Cleveland's 51. He could become 3-3 versus the Indians. Cleveland 33. Bieber could improve to 13-7, like 137, the 33rd prime. He's 1-1 versus the White Sox. All right, let's see. So either Bieber could become 1-2 versus them, or the White Sox could become 1-2 versus him. So if we go either way, Chicago equals 37, 12th prime. All right. He's 8-8 at Progressive Field. And all right, but yeah, that's a lot of things that through the pitchers that sync with the Indians, and they're huge favorites anyhow. All right, Twins at Red Sox. So the Twins are on 52 losses on the 52-date numerology. Minnesota's 52. Tomorrow we'll have 53-date numerology. Boston Red Sox equals 53. So the question becomes, do they go into the 53-date on 53 losses? They avoided the date numerology yesterday, picking up the 24th loss on the 24-date. And I think there's just one more game tomorrow. Twins schedule. One. All right, so two more games, and they face the Indians at home. Indians have any connection to those numbers? All right, let's look at the pitchers here a little bit more. If Berrios won, he'd be 12-7, like 127, the 31st prime. Twins and Boston have the 31 connection. All right, let's see. Berrios is 40-33 for his career. And today will be the 139th game for the Twins, the 34th prime. The Red Sox are on 34 home wins. Let me make sure I wasn't sleeping on that prime number relationship. Again, the Mets, it's their 139th game. They're going for their 34th win. Anybody else got that going on? They're past that. 137. This is going to be the Phillies' 138th game. Tomorrow will be their 139th game, the 34th prime. You have to sweep the Reds to stay on it. It was the Reds' 139th game yesterday, and the Phillies stayed on 34. 137. It's not going to matter for them. Not going to matter for them. Well, it is the Pirates' 139th game. 139 is the 34th prime, and Pirates equals 34. See if that shows up in the score. Just make a note about that. Pirates, 139th game, 34th prime. Pirates equals 34. Could have something to do with the score. All right, White Sox, 139th game. Indians is 34. And yesterday was the Indians' 139th game. They got beat by the walk-off by the numbers. So both teams' 139th game here. Twins and Red Sox, 139th game, 34th prime. And Red Sox on 34 home wins. So could they stay on 34 in this one? And then if they did, if the Red Sox lost today, again, the Twins would stay on 52 losses on the 52 date. They could pick up the 53rd tomorrow on the 53 date. Boston Red Sox is 53. Well, let's look at the pitchers here. Berrios is 40-33. So team's 139th game, 34th prime. If Berrios got his 34th career loss tonight, it's both teams' 139th game. Make sure my math's right on that. Yeah, Red Sox 139, Twins 139. So that is right. All right. Berrios is 17-19 away. Boston Red Sox does have that 71 connection, the 20th prime. All right, let me jot that down. Red Sox. Berrios is 0-3 versus the Sox. All right. And how about at Wrigley? Or not Wrigley, Fenway. He's 0-2 at Fenway with a 5.73 RA. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's me, Joey again. I've got something else I need to bring up to you.
Yeah.
I think you said you like the Pirates today, right?
So I was saying that Trevor Williams becoming 8-6 looks good on the surface because a lot of pitchers have done that with the Marlins this year. The one concerning thing in his record is he could get his 27th career loss versus Miami. So.
Yeah, I also looked and I found that the Marlins, if they win, they get their 50th win, and Pittsburgh equals 50.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, so that's the scenario. They're either going to win 2 or lose 2. If they lose today and tomorrow, they'd get to 47 away losses, and Pirates is 47.
Yeah, I also looked to see, the Marlins have 37 wins in Pennsylvania, and if they win, they'll be at 38, and PNC Park equals 38.
Right, so they have today or tomorrow to possibly do that.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going to win, the Pirates are going to win tomorrow because the pitcher that's pitching tomorrow, I can't think of his name, but his record's 4-3, and if he wins, he's going to be 5-3, I think Pennsylvania's 53.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
Yeah, and then I also looked, and Trevor Williams equals 79. The Pirates can get their 79th loss, and PNC Park equals 79.
This is true. Yeah, but again, I keep saying the same thing every day. The pitcher, Gematria, has burned me all year, so I don't put a lot of weight on it.
Yeah, and then I also saw that, what is it? If the Pirates only won one game, they have 61, and their next opponent is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals, and they equal 61.
Right, so they might just win 1. The Marlins might get to 50 wins. Pittsburgh is 50 in the most pure cipher. So that's something we went over yesterday.
Okay, cool.
All right. All right.
Just want to double check. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Appreciate it, man. See you. Okay. Yeah, there is a good chance that the Marlins do win 2 out of 3. Again, Pittsburgh's 50 in the most pure cipher, so... But there's also a chance they get to 47 away losses because Pirates is 47, so it made that dicey. Yeah, I don't like that Trevor Williams can get his 27th career loss. But again, so many surface level riddles. Just seen 8-6 in the pitcher records with the Marlins so many times this year. So, where were we? Twins and Red Sox. All right. Berrios, he was 0-2 at Fenway, hasn't won there. And let me see. Fenway. Okay, let's look at Rodriguez, see if he's got a better clue. We did see that Berrios could get his 20th career away loss in Boston Red Sox. Hold on, I gotta put this guy's name in different. All right, Rodriguez is 48-30. And does Twins have a 49 connection? No. But Twins does have a 31 connection. All right. Rodriguez is 48-30 for his career. Twins equals 22-31. He could get his 31st loss. And okay. He's 22-13 at home. Boston and Twins are both 22. Let's see. He's 2-1 versus the Twins. Could become 2-2. Rodriguez is 2-1 versus Twins. Again, Twins 22, Boston 22, most pure cipher. So there are some things stacking against Rodriguez here. And at Fenway, he is on 22 wins at Fenway. Oh, well, I guess that was his home record, so it's the same. Again, Red Sox 139th game, 34th prime. They could stay on 34 home wins as well. If Minnesota did win today, they'd stay on 52 losses on the 52-date numerology. Minnesota's 52. And it would set them up for tomorrow to pick up that 53rd loss. Boston Red Sox is 53. Tomorrow has 53-date numerology. Caller?
Yeah, I know you're going to look at the pitchers when they don't get the decision, but he's 10 Rodriguez is 10-1 last 15 starts for Boston at home.
10-1 last 15. Okay.
Yeah, so he's dominant. And another thing I just seen is that this is an automatic split. I just looked at it because Boston play the Yankees next, so I see him going in with 65. And then if you look at the Twins record, I see them staying on 53. So I see a 1-1 split. You know, Boston's with the 53.
Sure. So today, I agree that I see the split as well because the Twins leaving the series on 53 losses on the 53-date numerology makes a ton of sense. Plus, yeah, your 65 point makes a lot. So
right,
yeah.
Right. They play the Yankees. They host the Yankees next. So yeah, I'm thinking Rodriguez get the job done today, and then Twins win tomorrow.
We'll look at the pitchers tomorrow, see if it gives us a better clue. All right.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. So Rodriguez with the game log. Let me see. So he is 20. His team is 21-7 when he pitches. They could become 22-7 like Pi. And again, yeah. Let's see. Rodriguez is I guess I should write this way. Boston is 21-7 when Rodriguez starts. So they could get that 22nd win. Twins 22, Boston 22. And then Pi, 22 divided by 7 Pi. We always see those Pi riddles come up. Did he face Minnesota this year? He won at Minnesota 9-4 June 19th. Nine to 4. And today's September 4th. So that's interesting. They won. Okay, let's see how many days it is from then. Rodriguez beat Minnesota 9-4 on June 19th this year. And now they're playing on September 4th, right? 9-4. So hold on. June 19th, 2019 to September 4th, 2019. It's 77 days later. Boston 77, Red Sox is 77. So that is interesting. All right, maybe, God, what if, because I guess the one thing that's going to be consistent no matter what is what a team does with that pitcher on the mound. Like, the pitcher won't always get the decision, but the team's going to get the decision for that day. Maybe that is the better variable to start using. Can I do that for Nola and Bauer and all these games? With all the phone calls, that's the thing. When I get a lot of phone calls, it makes it hard to stay. All right, so yeah, we did look at that with Nola. With Nola, we were saying the team could get the 19th win. Here, this Duger doesn't have enough. Let me go back and do that for Trevor Williams. I think I forgot. Trevor Williams. Game log 2019. He is 12-9. He could improve to 13-9. Miami. All right, hold on. Pirates are 12-9 when Williams starts. So they could improve to 13-9. 139th game of season. 139, 34th prime. Pirates equals 34. So the Pirates could get to 13-9 on the season with Williams on the mound. And again, he could become 8-6. We've seen so many pitchers do the 86 thing against the Marlins. The 27th career loss is a little bit concerning. Robert Dugert's not, well, how many starts does this guy have? Robert Duger. Just 2 starts. So we're not going to be able to get anything meaningful out of that. Let me just go back and do it with Nova. Yeah, I think this has to become an essential part of the decode right here. Nova's 14-14 when he's on the mound. Indians is 47, the 15th prime. That's not going to help us. Let's see, Bieber. Yeah, I think this is crucial right here. Bieber is 17-12. 17-12. I keep wondering how much 13 matters. He can get his 13th win. It's a 52 date numerology, which makes me think of cards. 13. 4 sets of 13. All right. Barrios. Did we look at Barrios game log? Barrios is 16-11. The team is 16-11. Twins are 16-11 when Barrios starts. I don't think that goes. Yeah, I still. You know, if you want to be safe on this game, here, let's look at who pitches tomorrow. But if you want to be safe, let's see. Martin Perez, 9-6. And let's see. Martin Perez. Ooh, Martin Perez could get his 53rd win tomorrow on the 53 date numerology. Boston Red Sox is 53. So maybe the Red Sox do take it today, and maybe Perez comes in and gets it tomorrow. Because that is a nice alignment for Perez. Let me jot that down. Martin Perez, right here, tomorrow. Martin Perez can get 53rd career win. 53 date numerology. Boston Red Sox equals 53. And Eovaldi. Because, yeah, I agree that there's a high chance of a split here. So that they exit. Eovaldi's going to go into tomorrow on 53 losses. That's funny. And, let's just do this real quick. Game log. His team is 14-4 with him on the mound. Well, that's tricky because Boston Red Sox is 154. Man. Boston Red Sox 154. Or maybe all those games weren't starts. How many starts does he have this year? Oh, those weren't starts. Those are just games he's appeared in. Well, Martin Perez still did have a chance at the 53rd win on the 53-date numerology against the 53rd opponent tomorrow. I mean, that's pretty strong. So, but if they split last two games, Twins will finish with 53 losses on 53-date. Boston Red Sox equals 53. Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's Martin.
What's up, man?
I'm not, the best on baseball, but looking at the, Miami game versus Pittsburgh, I know you had been doing the Decode yesterday and today, but I'm not sure if you mentioned that this is their 199th all-time game. 199 is a 46 prime, and right now, Miami can get their 46 away loss.
That's a great observation.
And with that being said, this will be their 101st all-time home game for the Pirates in Miami, and 101 is the 26 prime. So you were saying that pitcher he could get his 27th loss, but I think he'll stay on 26 losses because 101 is the 26 prime.
That's a good point too. And again, just a lot of pitchers have done the 8-6 thing for the season against the Marlins, so that's what was jumping out. So.
Yeah, but I just thought I'd just drop that. So, but that's what I see on them. Of course, Pittsburgh Eagles 50, but they only played 6 games this year. I usually look at that, see how many games they play in a year before I try to decode a game, because that if it's like equal to one of their names in Gematria, then you can really just easily figure it out. It's like say them both they're playing 6 games and then one team equals 33, then you can be like, oh, sometimes they might go ahead and split, especially if there's only one game left. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's a good observation.
All
right. Thanks, Martin.
No problem.
All right, so he is right. This will be the 199th game. Again, the Pirates lead 106-92. So today will be the 199th game, which is the 46th prime. And yes, the Marlins could get the 46th away loss. Just seeing so many pitchers do the 8-6 against Marlins. So, and we did see that if Trevor Williams if his team got the win today, they'd be 13-9 when he starts in their 139th game. 139 is the 34th prime. Pirates is 34. So the big concern is Williams picking up his 27th career loss, because Miami does have that 27 connection. But to me, it looks like a few more things are lining up for the Pirates there. Okay. The Cardinals and Giants have been playing close games this year. I see Waka can improve to 7-6 today. San Francisco 76. That's the number that plays in San Francisco. Plus, again, there's a good chance the Cardinals sweep this series, as we've been talking about. Tomorrow, things will be curious. If the Cardinals win today, tomorrow things will be a little bit curious, because tomorrow has 26 date numerology. But date numerology hasn't been real consistent right now. Hold on, before I go to the Giants and Cardinals game, let's review this Twins Red Sox game one more time. So we have 52 date numerology. Minnesota equals 52. The Twins are on 52 losses. The question becomes, do they pick up their 53rd loss and go into the 53 date numerology on it? Because Boston Red Sox is 53. It's the 139th game for both teams, which is the 34th prime. The Red Sox could stay on 34 home wins today. Berrios, however, the Twins pitcher, could get his 34th career loss as well today. Berrios is 17-19 away for his career. Boston Red Sox is 71, the 20th prime. Berrios is 0-3 versus the Red Sox. He's 0-2 at Fenway Park. The Twins are 16-11 this year when Berrios starts. Rodriguez, he's 48-30 for his career. I gotta see something real quick. Am I missing something? No. There is no 49 connection. I don't know why in my head I think there's some 49 connection with the Twins. There's not. Okay, so he could get his 31st career loss. Twins, and I didn't even write it here, but Boston is 22-31, just like Twins. He could get his 31st career loss. He's 22-13 at home. He could stay on 22 wins. Boston's 22, Twins is 22. He's 2-1 versus the Twins. Twins and Boston again are 22-31, so that could go either way. His record versus the Twins. That 22 is more pure though, just like how yesterday when didn't I write it down? The head-to-head records. I guess I didn't write it down. I'm pretty sure that yesterday, by the Twins winning, Boston became 2-2 versus the Twins. Hold on, let me grab that. I thought I put that up there. But 22, big number with Boston. Basketball's 22. Why they lead in NBA championships. Boston's 85-22, just like basketball. Where's that game at? What is it? Did I miss it? I missed it. Where's it at? Caller?
Hey, so you know how today has the 32-day numerology?
Uh-huh.
I was observing with the Mets game, for instance, the 32 has come up quite a bit. So the first home run that was hit by the Mets was a solo one by Lagares, who his name is, and it was his third home run in 20th RBI. That was 32 right there. Now, the second home run, and that was also, he had seen, or Sanchez rather, had already thrown 32 pitches, so it was his 33rd pitch. And so then when Robinson Cano got his 2-run homer, he came into this game with 32 RBIs, and it was his third home run against the Nationals. He has 8 against all other teams. So there's another 38, but also that 32 with the date. And then, of course, he got the 34, and the 34 is what we're looking for with the 139, 34th prime.
Yeah, nice work. Nice work.
So the 32, though, can come into play with 3 games tonight. The Twins are on 23 away wins when there is that 23-day numerology, but they could also pick up the 32nd night loss. Then the Phillies, I believe, also have the opportunity for the 32. So the Padres, they could also stay on 32 and out west. The Mets are going to stay on the 32 against NL East if they win. And then the Nationals would stay on 32-day wins. The Diamondbacks could stay on 32 NL West wins. Yeah, so a number of different cases that can go on with that.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I just want to bring up the 32 seems to be like the day numerology of the day today.
Yeah, very true.
Thanks.
All right, yeah, good observation. Okay. So again, they are 2-2 against each other this year. Boston and Twins both 22. They're both also 32. So the question becomes, who improves to 3-2 on the 32-date numerology? That's not clear. But Rodriguez, he has riddles that go for and against him. Looking at his team starts, though, if Boston did win today, they would be 22-7 as a team when Rodriguez starts. And that definitely stands out because that's that pie. And we also saw how Rodriguez beat Minnesota 9-4 on June 19th this year. That was in Minnesota. I'll just say at Minnesota. And then now he's pitching again against them on September 4th. 77 days later, Boston 77, Red Sox is 77. So that seems like a riddle in itself. I mean, what are the odds that the score was 9-4 and now he pitches again against them on September 4th, 77 days later? So maybe that is the winning clue there for the Red Sox. And we did see that the Twins pitcher tomorrow has a really great riddle to get his 53rd career win. Right opponent, right date numerology. Eovaldi was also interesting. But picking up numbers is usually better than staying on them. So good chance that they split today and tomorrow. And it is a little bit of a tight call today, but looking at that last Rodriguez piece, the way all that lines up, has me thinking, so I'll let you make the decision on that one. Giants and Cardinals. I like the Cardinals again today. So the line. Oh, the line's not nearly as crazy today. I guess that's because Bumgarner's on the mound. All right, let's just go through all the pieces here. So I'm just going to start with Waka right on the surface. Waka can improve to 7-6 with a win. San Francisco 76. And caller.
Hey Zach.
Yeah.
You like who you like between Philly game? I think I missed it a while ago. My internet dropped a while ago.
Well, I like that the Phillies can improve to 5-1 versus the Reds today because Cincinnati's 51, and they can also Aaron Nola on the mound. The team can get their 19th win of the season with Nola on the mound. Reds is 19. There is a little riddle for Bauer, but I think the Phillies got a little bit better riddle today. Did you take the Mets over the Nationals?
No, I ain't bet. I was cautious. I ain't do nothing.
I know the last few days you haven't been going with my advice. You've been taking different advice. So.
Oh no. I mean, I had a lot of things on my mind. I had things on my mind. Sometimes I just gotta stay focused. That's all.
Okay, the Mets had a good riddle this morning, so they had a good consistent riddle. I mean, that's the kind of game I would have got on before I get on a Phillies-Reds game, but...
See, I forgot the game. I mean, I knew the game come early. I forgot exactly. When I looked at it, it was too late, though. Because I was waiting for you to come on the Patreon.
Okay, well, I don't want to jinx that game. It's not over yet, but I'm just saying, like I said, when a riddle hits in a series, if that same riddle comes up again, I mean, it's most likely going to hit. We already saw a Mets pitcher go 10-7 versus the Nationals, Washington Nationals 107. Mets pitcher has the same riddle today, and I encourage you to get in the habit of looking at the games too, because you'll be able to identify those things. So.
Hey, anyway, the reason I called, I got a couple games for you. Philadelphia is smart money pick too.
Okay, yeah, they got the better riddle today.
Hey, let me ask you, what do you think about St. Louis? St. Louis, it look good. You think they're going to win? St. Louis will win?
I like the Cardinals today again. I like them to sweep this series. They got a great riddle to sweep.
You may be right, because right now they're getting 39%, and the other side getting 6-1, and they're a favorite too.
Yeah,
but right now, I mean, it's still early right now, but St. Louis is looking good right now, though.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm in agreement with your app.
Okay, no problem. So I just let you know what's going on. So I'm gonna start listening more. Okay.
Yeah, catch on to those consistent patterns. 107 in Nationals is a really good one. And you're a DC man, so you got to remember that. Washington Nationals 107, when that number shows up in a series, comes through a lot. 107. So a 10-7 record's like 107.
So I think about betting in the live. I should bet live. I should do. So yeah, I might do it. I want Nats to come back and tie the game first, though.
Yeah. Wait to see if that happens. Exactly. Wait to see if that happens. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for you. Thank you very much, Zach.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Good luck, man.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. So his Smart Money app. Yesterday, his Smart Money app liked the Reds to win, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Reds did have a little riddle yesterday, but that was the first time the Smart Money I was really in disagreement with when he called about that. So, okay, let's see more what's up with Bumgarner and this Cardinals game here. But I see right away Waka can get to 7-6. Cardinals can stay at 25 losses on the 25 date. Giants is 25. SF is 25. St. Louis is 25. Tomorrow's going to have 26 date numerology, though. That's the thing to consider here. Again, if the Giants get swept, they'll get to 74 losses. St. Louis is 74. They'll get to 36 and 36 away. Cardinals is 36, and they would be 2-5 versus the Cardinals for the year. So I'll just hold on. I guess let me go down and get the thing from yesterday real quick. Pull it up here. Where is it at? Right here. All right, so now. Oh, I didn't update this yesterday. I just kept that. right, the Cardinals are now 3. All right, here, I'll just go and rewrite it. All right. Cardinals are 3-2 versus Giants in 2019. If they win 2 more, they'll be 5-2. And Cardinals, okay. If Cardinals sweep, Giants will be 2-5. Giants equals 25. SF equals 25. St. Louis equals 25. Okay. All right, so Waka's 59-38. He could stay on 38 losses. Giants is 38. Waka is 59-38 for his career. Giants is 38, so perfect team to stay on 38 losses against. Career. He's 31-14 at home. We got a 32 date numerology. Waka is 31-14 at home. 32 date numerology. And versus the Giants, he's 2-0 versus the Giants with a 1.5 ERA, so he's pitched nice against them. He's 2-0 versus Giants, 1.50 ERA. And all right, yeah, he's pitched his whole career at St. Louis. Second half, 19-14. All right, so he's got Waka has a nice riddle today, but we haven't looked at Bumgarner yet. Oh, Waka's also number 52, pitching on. He is number 52, pitching on 52 date numerology. All right, let's see Bumgarner. Bumgarner, 119-91, and see if those numbers have any connection here. 119-91. $119-91. No, I don't see anything with that. Giants. Okay, so Bumgarner. Let me just write it down. Bumgarner is 9-8 for season. If he, who does he? I gotta see if he faces the Padres next, because that would be a big clue. Padres is 99. Just thinking that's a possibility since it's a division team. Giants schedule. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's actually going to face the Pirates next. And Pirates. Busch Stadium's 76 too, just like San Francisco. So that's another thing for Waka to improve to 7-6. Alright, but Bumgarner is 9-8 for season. And Bumgarner is 119. And what? And 91 for career. And his splits. Ooh, he could get his 52nd career away loss today on the 52 date numerology. And he's going up against number 52 on the mound, Waka. And he's 4-5 versus St. Louis with a 4.59 ERA. So things line up for Waka. Things line up for Bumgarner. It makes sense for the Cardinals to stay on 25 losses today. Seeing a lot of nice things here. St. Louis, he's 3-2 at St. Louis with the 3 points. So he's actually pitched a little bit better against St. Louis on the road than at home. But yeah, I think things look good for Waka. Bumgarner makes sense with the loss. 52nd career away loss on the 52 date, facing number 52. I mean, it's there. So Tigers and Royals. I know somebody called in and liked the Tigers to win today, but what's standing out to me is that Edwin Jackson could be 3-9. Tigers is 39. Royals play on the 39th parallel. Kansas City coordinates. 39th parallel, 94th meridian. Hey, it's September 4th. Let's see. Let me get this here. Update this. Kansas City is 8-9 versus Tigers. KC is 5-2 at home, 52 date numerology. Okay. So Jackson could fall to 3-9 with a loss. Tigers is 39. KC on the 39th parallel. Hold on. Edwin Jackson, 107, 131. He's on 131 career losses, 32nd prime. Kansas City's 32. Jackson is 107, 131 for career. 131, 32nd prime. Kansas City, 32. And he's on 52 wins versus the AL on the 52 date numerology. His next loss is 56. Jackson is 52 and 55 in AL. 52 date numerology. I don't think the Royals have a 108 connection. Let's see. Kauffman Stadium's 52 as well, where he's pitching at. Kauffman Stadium 52. Got that 107th win versus Seattle. Seattle 107. All right, let's look some more. I guess I'll just check the game log real quick. Man, he's got a long career. His team is 3-10 when he starts. I think, God, I wish I'd been looking at this all year. I have a feeling we've been missing a lot by not looking at this. KC is 11-3, right? Jackson is, I guess I got it right this way. Tigers are 3-10 when Jackson starts. Well, it's actually not the Tigers, though. Tigers, Blue Jays, those are the two teams he's played on this year, are 3-10 when Jackson starts. KC is 1-1-3. And let's see. Remember, KC is 1-1-3 because K is the 11th letter, C is the 3rd. So something you got to consider about their name. Jackson's 47-65 away. No, Kansas City's 67, so it's one off the mark there. Guess we can see who he faces next, just in case he faces like the Indians or something. Cleveland Indians is 67 if he lost today and lost the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to face the Yankees next. God, you know, if he lost, he faces New York next, right? New York's 39. It is also 48, but we know 39 is the more pure number. He faces New York next. New York equals 39 and 48. All right. Okay. All right, let's look at Junis. Did I get everything? Wait, no. I missed some stats. What's his record versus the Royals? He's 4-5 versus the Royals. Michigan's 46. Caller?
Hey, Zach, are you doing football at all today? For tomorrow's game?
We talked about the football game to start the Decode today. So.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to know, did you notice it was going to be their 199th meeting all time?
46 prime, Chicago 46. Yep.
Yes, sir. That's all
I want to hit everybody with this because there's probably people who weren't at the beginning. I am really leaning towards the Bears for Thursday Night Football tomorrow because of the Vesica Piscis riddle. Again, Vesica Piscis is the shape of the football. If Matt Nagy wins tomorrow, he'll be 13-4, 134 days after his birthday. Vesica Piscis equals 134. The National Football League equals 134. Vesica Piscis also sums to 53. Tomorrow has 53 date numerology. The Bears can get their 53rd regular season win versus the Packers. 53 is the 16th prime number. And Trubisky can get his 16th win 16 days after his birthday. So I'm having trouble looking at that and going, how doesn't that happen?
Right. But, I mean, the only way it doesn't happen is if they, line everything up and then just give it to the Packers anyway. But I'm definitely going for the Bears. And I'm going to call tonight's radio show again. I got some pretty interesting news about these football deaths before the season starts. Like, every year, at least 4 deaths of former players who died. I didn't know that the football database, the reference database, actually logs deaths as well. So you can go check out all the football players' deaths from each year that the NFL was ever started. And,
really? It logs that?
Yeah.
Does it log it in the order that they died? Does it log it in the order they died?
Yep. You can go from years. So beginning of the time the NFL started, 1919 or whatever it started, all the way up until this year. And I think the most, not the most recent death besides Cedric Benson, but a former principal owner just died this year. He was the principal owner for the Lions. I can't think of his name right now, but he died June 25th. And I know you were talking about
George Orwell's birthday. They always playing around on George Orwell's birthday.
Yep. And listen to this. He died in Freeport, Illinois. Like,
Freeport.
Along with the Freeport riddle of the hurricane. So I thought that was crazy. But yeah, go to the database and you can look up all the deaths. It's kind of scary. It's kind of depressing, but it's definitely a way to piece together more riddles.
All right, I appreciate it. Look forward to that call tonight.
Yep, no problem, sir.
All right, take care, man.
All right.
Okay, yeah, great information. I got to figure out where the chronological order of deaths is. That sadly that's a helpful tool, but that is kind of the way it goes. Okay, so Jackson's 4-5 versus the Royals. And at Kauffman Stadium, let me see. Let's see. He's 1-1 at Kauffman Stadium with a 3.09 ERA. How perfect. So the fact that he plays New York next, again, he can fall to 3-9. Tigers is 39. KC on the 39th parallel. Think about how they faced New York in the World Series. New York won that only game in the 111th World Series with a score of 3-9. And then he faces New York next. He could go in there 3-9. So the only thing I can say about Jackson is if he won this game and beat the Yankees, he'd get to 109 wins. Yankees is 109. I'll just make a note about that. Jackson would have to win this game and the Yankees game to get to 109 wins. Doesn't sound likely for... I mean, he's not on a team that puts together many winning streaks. All right, let's see what's up with Junis. Junis is 26-27. Royals is 27. So he could have a symbolic record if he won. 27-27. MLB's 27. He's 8. He could stay on 12 losses as well. Detroit's 37, the 12th prime. Junis is 8-12 for season. Detroit equals 37, 12th prime. You can see who he plays next. One, two, three, four, five. He's going to face the White Sox next. So if he stayed on those 12 losses, he plays Chicago next. Chicago's 37, the 12th prime as well. Faces Chicago next. Chicago 37. Okay, so Junis, his game log. Let's see what his team's done with him starting this year. His team is 12-16 when he starts. Royals are 12-16 when Junis starts. KC is 13. Kansas City Royals is 59, the 17th prime. Game's in Kansas City though. Okay, and his splits. All right, let's see. He's 11-14 at home, so he could get his 12th home win. Detroit would be a good team to do that against. Junis is 11-14 at home. Again, Detroit equals 37, the 12th prime. He could get his 12th home win against Detroit. And, you know, looking at these second half stats, he's 15-7 in the second half. What I see in that is 167 is the 39th prime. Tigers is 39, so he could get to 16-7 in the second half. And let's see what he's done against the Tigers. He's 7-1 versus the Tigers. Let's see. So he plays well against them. 3.18 ERA. And he's 11-4. Oh, that's the same home record. Okay, so Jackson, just on the surface, makes a lot of sense with a loss because of his respective team, also because of who he faces next. In his career record, there's an argument that he could stay on 131 losses, and maybe he does. Maybe he becomes 3-9 at New York. Maybe he gets a no decision today. We saw that he could stay at 52 wins in the AL. It's a 52 date numerology. Kauffman Stadium is 52. His teams would fall to 3-11 when he starts with a loss today. KC is 1-1-3, like 3-11 in reverse. Junis makes sense to stay on 12 losses. Junis with a win would improve to 27-27. Royals is 27, his team. The team record's not real clear, but Junis could get his 12th home win. Detroit 37, the 12th prime. He could improve to 16-7 in the second half. We just talked about why that makes sense against the Tigers. 167, the 39th prime. Like how the Jets won their only Super Bowl 16-7 in New York. And Junis has a history of success against the Tigers. He's 7-1. I don't believe there's any 81 connection with either team. I guess Royals does have the 72 connection, so I should jot that down. Royals equals 72. Let's see, Tigers. He could get to 9-1 against them. Detroit's 91. If he wins this game, he's one away from that. I think the riddle's a bit better for Kansas City here. Again, like I said yesterday, I'd take Royals to win the series because them being at 44 home losses makes a lot of sense. That would mean they'd have to win 2 out of 3. Detroit's 44. And I suppose we can take a peek at who's pitching tomorrow. Boyd's on the mound tomorrow. Ooh, Sparkman could fall to 3-11 tomorrow. There's that KC riddle right there. 3-11's the 64th prime. Michigan 64. What's Boyd got going on? Boyd could get his 30th win. KC 1-1-3, the 30th prime. 30th win with Detroit too. Could stay on 43 losses, the 14th prime. KC 14. So, just looking at that tomorrow, just on the surface right there, just both pitchers could make some sense if the Tigers took it tomorrow. If the Tigers won today, which I don't think will be the case, but if they did win today, you'd have to reevaluate tomorrow because I like the Tigers. Mets extended their lead. I like the Tigers winning just one in this series. All right, Padres, D-backs. Let's all right. So, caller.
Hey, Sparkman with a loss would be 3-14 career.
3-14 for a pie as well. Nice. So yeah, Sparkman's probably in trouble tomorrow.
Yeah, I was with the Tigers today. The difficulty was the 97th loss with the 25-day numerology.
What was the 97th loss? 23. What was the 97th loss?
Season loss for the Tigers if they lose today on the 25-day.
I got to go back and look at that. That is a good observation. I was overlooking that.
Yeah, but that was the conflict because I was thinking with the Royals, they're on 26 AL Central wins. They could potentially stay on that going into the 26th day. But if they do win today, then that Sparkman going to pie seems very likely. Just a question then of whether or not Kansas City potentially loses 2 in a row, or they definitely have it today. But I guess today was a conflict day, but tomorrow definitely Sparkman losing. Just want to add that.
Okay, yeah, good observation. Okay. So he's pointing out wait a minute. I don't see how that's a conflict, though. That would also go in our favor. The Tigers getting that 97th loss, that's what we're looking at. Because I know before he was saying he liked the Tigers to win. All right, hold on. But that is a good observation. Tigers can pick up 97th loss 97, 25th prime, 25 date numerology. So that's one more thing going against the Tigers today. Yeah, okay. So the pitchers make sense with the Royals win. Tigers season loss makes sense. And if the Tigers just win one, they'll get to 41. Kansas City is 41 if you use the rule for K. Master numerology, K11 instead of 2 in the reduction cipher. Okay. So we talked about how the Diamondbacks might stay on 181 losses in this series. 181 is the 42nd prime. Arizona's 42. Diamondbacks is 42. So far, they're doing it. And let's see. Is this the last game of this series? Let me see. Yeah, last game of the series. So, can't hit the symbolic number of 39. Can't hit the symbolic number of 74. I see Paddock could improve to 9-7 on this 25 date, and Gallen could become 2-5. So through the pitchers, there's a riddle with the date numerology. Paddock can improve to 9-7, 97, 25th prime, 25 date numerology. Gallen can fall to 2-5. So both pitchers' riddles could connect with the date. Let's look deeper. Hold on, I want to look this up too real quick. I want to see what the record is at home. San Diego Padres, Arizona Diamondbacks. Hold on. 70 and 122 away. One second here. San Diego. 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, 3-3. We talked about that yesterday. I must have just forgot to copy it. D-backs are 3-3 versus Padres at home against San Diego Padres, 137. 33rd prime. Phoenix is on the 33rd parallel as well. 3-1, 3-3 away. All right. Let's look more at the stats here for the pitchers. San Diego is 43. But still, it's hard to say. It would become 4-3. Let's see. I just realized I forgot to look at the prime numbers for some of these games too. It's going to be the Cardinals 139th. So I need to make a note about that in the Giants-Cardinals game. Again, I wanted to double check all the primes. The Giants and Cardinals game, there is a prime number potential relationship that could go in the Giants' favor. Let me note this here. Giants, 139th game of season, 34th prime. Giants could stay on 34 away losses. And it's the Cardinals. It's actually Giants and Cardinals. Okay, so that's one thing to consider for the Giants game, but still, I really like the sweep narrative. Waka makes a whole lot of sense with a win today. Bumgarner Again, we saw that he could get his 52nd career away loss on the 52 date. So, prime number thing. I think if the Giants are going to win, though, a game in this series, tomorrow makes a little bit more sense. Tomorrow has that 26 date numerology. Cardinals could get that 26th loss. Okay, but I wanted to catch all the prime numbers. Tigers, it will be their 137th game, the 33rd prime, but there's no 33s on the board. Padres, it is their 139th game, the 34th prime, and they could get their 34th away win and give the Diamondbacks their 34th loss, and then that would go with what we're seeing with the pitchers here as well. So hold on. Padres, 139th game, 34th prime. I like picking up the number a lot more than I like staying on the number. See, for the Giants, it's to stay. So, and we've always had the same thing with primes and picking up numbers and date numerology. Picking up is always better. So the Padres can pick it up. Padres can get 34th away win. D-backs can get 34th home loss. All right, so far, just on the surface, Chris Paddack getting to 9-7 on the 25 date, 97 the 25th prime. Gallen getting to 2-5 on the 25 date. That makes sense. The prime number things there's for the Padres. Either team can become 4-3 playing in Arizona. San Diego's 43. Okay. All right, let's do the splits for the pitchers. Chris Paddack. All right. Well, here, let's do the game log thing. It's my new favorite thing. All right, Paddack is 13-10 when he starts. All I could say about 14-10 is it's a bit like 141. When you write out 33 as a word, it's 141. Arizona on the 33rd parallel. I'm not going to put a lot of weight on that. To me, that's too abstract, but just what I see. Okay. He's 3-4 away for his career. And that doesn't go with the Diamondbacks or the Padres, so I'm not going to write it down. Second half. He could improve to 4-3 in the second half. San Diego's 43. $139th game, 34th prime, other thing to consider. And his record versus Arizona. He's 1-0 versus Arizona in 2 starts with a 1.59 ERA. Not bad. And has he pitched at Arizona? Yeah, he has pitched at Chase Field. He went 5.1 innings with he is 0-0 at AZ with 1.69 ERA. Okay. And let's check out Gallen. Gallen is 2-4 for season, 25 date numerology. Padres, 139th game, 34th prime. I mean, in case the 3-4 thing went in his favor, that's the only way I could see it, but it makes more sense for the Padres. And let's see what his teams have done when he started. He started out with the Marlins this year. His teams are 6-6 when he starts. '67, 19th prime. I don't think Padres have a 76 connection. Padres, Arizona. Okay, let's see. Gallon is 1-2 at home. Now San Diego Padres is 79, the 22nd prime, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me jot that down. 1-2 at home. San Diego Padres. I've noticed that these deeper stats are not as consistent as the surface level stats, so keep that in mind. The more surface level stuff seems to weigh heavier. And he hasn't faced the Padres yet. All right, so I really like that it's the 139th game and the Padres can get their 34th away win and give the Diamondbacks their 34th home loss. I like that a lot. I also like the 97-25 ritual, in light of 97 being the 25th prime and the 25 date numerology. Those are the primary things that stand out about this game. I don't think there's a connection with the D-backs becoming 6-7 or 5-8 versus the Padres. The Diamondbacks, if they didn't win today, they would stay on 205 wins versus the Padres. It is a 25 date numerology. So, caller? Hello?
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, I was looking at that Padres a little earlier. I know you mentioned the 19.
You see a 19 in there?
I thought you mentioned the 19. Anyways, I think you just mentioned like 67 and 19 prime.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right.
They said today, 15 years ago, they retired the number 19.
The Padres did?
Yeah, that was a story.
Who wore 19? Tony Gwynn? Who would that be?
Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn, yeah.
Gwynn Sr.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn. There we go.
Yeah, I just wanted to, that's all.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Huh, funny they did it today. It must be synced up with Tony Gwynn's birthday. I think Tony Gwynn died, didn't he? He died prematurely. I got to look it up real quick. For you younger guys, Tony Gwynn was a great hitter when I was a kid. Nice, smooth stroke. Hit it all over the place. Yeah, June 16th, 2014. Why would they retire the number on this day? 9-4. I guess it won't matter. I'm just going to see. 80 days after he died, Big Bavarian. It's also a span of 81 days, ritual number. Gwynn. Gwynn's 52. We got the 52 date. Oh, Tony Gwynn's 49. They retire his number on September 4th, 4-9. So that makes sense. Tony Gwynn, 86, like blood sacrifice too, huh? He died on a date with 29 numerology. I think I just saw Tony was 29. Or what was it? Gwynn? Something? Gwynn was 29. Gwynn's 83, like murder too. Ooh, man, how old was he? He had just turned 54 years old, the baseball number. We gotta go back and look at that. He died 38 days after his birthday. Death, murder, killing, RIP, all 38. So is San Diego, where he played. Isn't it sick? And then 54 years old, the big baseball number. It is sick, man. And then he goes down. All right, so today is the, I'll make a note about that. Today is the anniversary of Tony Gwynn's jersey being retired. Tony Gwynn equals 49, 4/9, September 4th. Man. Okay, so I was talking about yesterday. Whoever won yesterday's game should win today's game based on the head-to-head records, and it was looking a little bit better for the Athletics yesterday, who did win. Why? What is it picking up here? Didn't I search for Athletics? Oakland. Okay, what is going on? I just want the stats from yesterday's game. All right, so yesterday Oakland improved to 10-5 versus the Angels, and they improved to 5-3 at home. Los Angeles 53. All right, let's see. If Oakland won today, they'd be 11-5, like 11 the fifth prime number. All right, Oakland is 10-5 versus Angels. All right, get rid of that. Oh, 11 fifth prime. Oakland is 5-3 at home, and Tanner Rourke could fall to 2-2 today. And the most pure cipher, Angels and Oakland are both 22, but they do have that 31 connection as well. This is the last game for these teams. Angels schedule. Yeah, one more game tomorrow. So Oakland, California is 74. The Angels are on 74 losses. Oakland's 41. We see that number a lot with Oakland. Oakland does have the 31 connection as well if Angels split today and tomorrow. Athletics can stay on 58 losses. Angels 58, Oakland 58, or they could lose one more. Los Angeles Angels 59. All right. Let's see, whoops. Yeah, Sandoval, there's just not a lot to go off with this guy. Let's see. So he's 0-0 away with a 6.92 ERA. All right, let's see. Sandoval is 0-0 away with a 6.92 ERA. Not a whole lot, though. Let's see, Tanner Rourke. Tanner Rourke would have to have the winning clue. Rourke is 72-62. All right. I forget, does Angels have a 62 connection? Not 26. Los Angeles is 37. Reflection of 73 if you got a 73rd win. And Rourke is 2-1 with Oakland. Oakland equals 22-31. Angels equals 22-31. And Rourke for this season is 8-8. Rourke is 8-8 for season. And I know Los Angeles has that 89 connection when you use the exception. Oakland. Let's see his splits. Well, actually, let's see this first. He's 13-13 when his team starts for the year. That could go either way because LA's 13-14. All right, let's see. He's 38 and no. At home he's we don't have a. For the Angels, this is their 140th game, and for the Athletics, this will be their 138th game. Tomorrow will be the Athletics' 139th game, 34th prime. Los Angeles Angels is 139. Not seeing the 34 riddle though. Alright. Rourke is 34 and 33 at home. So he could fall to 34 and 34 at home versus the Angels. Again, there's that chance he falls to 2 and 2 with Oakland. Oakland and Angels are 22 in the most pure cipher. What else has he got going on here? Second half, 38-23. He's 0-1 versus the Angels with a 1.89 ERA in 3 starts. So he has pitched well against them. If Oakland won the next 2 games, LA would fall to 3-7 at Oakland. Los Angeles is 37. And again, if Oakland wins today, they'll be 11-5 versus the Angels, 11 the 5th prime, the year of the 115th World Series. I think somebody pointed out yesterday that Oakland equaled 115 in Frank Baconis, which I'd never noticed before. So that's kind of interesting. I don't normally use that cipher for sports. But it is there. I just worry about Rourke becoming 2 and 2 since that's the most pure cipher, but both teams do also connect to 31. It's just that I prefer the more pure ciphers. So that Sandoval's been a real bum though. He could get his second. I guess that's a note I could make about Sandoval. Sandoval is 0-1. 2 equals 58, just like Oakland equals 58. Just like Angels equals 58. Could get his second career loss. So I like the idea of the Angels dropping 2 in a row. All right, Mets. All right, who's on the mound tomorrow? Bassett could become 10-5, 2-6. Bassett, if he lost to, he could get that infamous number. Let's see here. Bassett could get his 14th win tomorrow. LA's 13 and 14. He could also get his 13th win with Oakland. And Suarez. There he is. I'm not sure about his stats. 2 and 5. Alright, but the head-to-head record would make a lot of sense if the Angels drop the next 2 to Oakland. And Oakland's playing for something right now. The Angels aren't. Angels could play spoiler, I suppose. Again, there was a narrative right in here for a split. LA Angels is 46. Ooh, I just remember that one. Remember the huge 46 ritual with the Angels getting to 46 and 46 in the combined team no-hitter against the Mariners? I got to make a note about here about. Let me see. If A's win final 2 games, they'll have 46 home wins. We should look at who they face next. LA Angels is 46. And, all right, Angels. They play the White Sox after this series. Chicago White Sox is 74, like Oakland, California. That was at White Sox. If they did lose 2 in a row, they'd have 42 losses going into the White Sox series. White Sox is 42 as well. And the Athletics. Let me see this Sandoval guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will likely face the Indians next. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rourke's going to face Houston next. If he wins, he'll be 3-1. That's the biggest Houston number there is. So he'd go into Houston 3-1. Houston's also 32 if he lost that game. Rourke faces Houston next. Houston equals 31. Can improve to 3-1 today. So I do like that about his next opponent being Houston. That makes some good sense. The Athletics are on 79 wins. They play the Tigers next. Detroit Tigers is 79. They'd have to lose 2 in a row to stay on that. Three-game series. You know, if the Athletics went on a little tear here, if they won both games and then they won all 3 against the Tigers at home, which is very probable, they'd get to 84 wins, and Tigers is 84. And they got to win as many games as possible. They're playing for that wild card position. So, yeah, I think I got to lean A's there. And then Rockies and Dodgers. It's faster to look it up this way. Colorado Rockies, 263 and 188 all time, 140 and 81 at home. In this season, I think the Dodgers are now 5-0 at home versus the Rockies. Because yes, that's right. They got to be 5-0 at home. So they're 12-3 for the season, and at home 3, 4, 5-0. Yeah. All right. Dodgers are 12-3 versus Rockies this year. Dodgers are 5-0 at home. Dodgers could pick up 13th win and 6th home win. 13, the 6th prime. LA 13. And do these teams play another game? Last game of the series, and they go into the Giants. If the Dodgers didn't lose today, they'd stay on 50 losses to play San Francisco. That stands out right away, too. Rockies can stay on 25 away wins on the 25 date. Dodgers play SF next. San Francisco 50 can stay on 50 losses. So that makes some sense. And Dodgers Stadium, Rockies can pick up 47th away loss. Dodger Stadium equals 211, the 47th prime. All right, let's see. Check out Senzatella's stats here. Well, Senzatella does have a chance at his 25th win today. Senzatella is 8-9 for the year. Again, Los Angeles does equal 89. If he improved to 9-9, 99 has that relationship with 13. Senzatella is 24-20 for a career, 25 date numerology. You could throw the Colorado in your dollar parlay type of bet today just because of Senzatella. He does have a chance to win, but just looking at the surface stuff, it looks pretty good for the Dodgers. So if you do take the Colorado as a parlay multiplier, make sure it's a small one. Try to turn a few bucks into some bigger bucks. But, so Senzatella has a little narrative. And, let's see. His team is 10-10 when he starts. He's 9-11 away. So he could get his 12th away loss today. Senzatella is 9-11 away. Los Angeles, 37, the 12th prime. Could get that 12th away loss. And let's see here. He's 2-0 versus the Dodgers in 3 starts, huh? Senzatella is 2-0 versus Dodgers. 3 starts, 4.42 ERA. So he's gotten a lot of run support. And at Dodgers Stadium, he's 0-0. .45 ERA, so he hasn't pitched bad there though. And he's up against Ryu. Let's see what kind of riddle Ryu's got going. Ryu's on 52 wins on the 52 date. It's not anybody's 139th game, is it? Dodgers 142nd game. Rockies 141st game. It's the Dodgers 73rd home game. Los Angeles Dodgers is 73, so is Colorado Rockies. And alright. Ryu is 52 and what? 33. Hold on. Ryu is 12-5 for season. He could get his 13th win in LA. Los Angeles is 37, the 12th prime. 52 and 33 for the career, 52 date numerology. But then again, he could get his 53rd win in Los Angeles, which is not out of the question. And let's see what his team's done when he started this year. His team is 17 and 8 when he starts. And let me see something. And 8 when he starts. If they lost, 179 is the 41st prime. LA's 41. They'd be 17 and 9 if he started. And lost. Let's see. Whoops, that's not what I want. Okay. He's 27 and 14 at home. And he could stay on 14 losses because Colorado's 43. Colorado's 43, the 14th prime, could stay on 14 home losses. And let's see his stats versus the Rockies. He's 4 and 7 versus the Rockies. Huh. We struggled against them. So looking through the pictures, there's a narrative for a Rockies upset. But looking at the team head-to-head records, and I almost missed a big one right here. Colorado's 133. If the Dodgers win, they're going to be 13-3 versus the Rockies. Colorado's 133, 13-3. And like I said, if the Dodgers won today, they'd get their 13th win and their 6th home win, 13 the 6th prime. LA's 13. The Rockies could stay on 25 away wins on the 25 date. If the Dodgers don't lose, they stay on 50 losses to face the Giants. San Francisco 50. Remember, they hosted Super Bowl 50. Rockies could pick up the 47th away loss of the season. Dodger Stadium's 211, the 47th prime. So looking through all that, I feel like the Rockies the Rockies will probably lose and the Dodgers win. I mean, the head-to-head records in the division are very good. The pitchers do give the Rockies a prayer, though. And let me see. Who's Ryu going to face next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to face the Orioles next. So he's on 52 wins. Yeah. Where's his career stats? Yeah, I don't see a great connection. The games in Maryland. Maryland's 34. His next loss is 34. It's a thought, but there's nothing clear there. And the Rockies schedule. Senzatella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. St. Louis doesn't have the 99 connection. So I would throw the Rockies like in a dollar type of parlay, with some picks you like, just for a big multiplier opportunity. They have a small chance, but it looks pretty good for the Dodgers through the head-to-head record and just, the date numerology and the next opponent. Who are the Rockies playing for their next game? San Diego. What did I just do? If they lose, they'd get that 47th loss. Is that in San Diego? Yeah, going into San Diego. San Diego's 47 as well. All right, let's review the games real quick. Nationals made a little rally, I see, 7-4. DC 47. All right, so again, I don't want to jinx it. Plenty of game left. Got crazy yesterday. The Mets, their pitcher Wheeler has a chance to improve to 10-7 today. Washington Nationals 107. We just saw Syndergaard do the same thing 2 days ago. It's the Mets' 139th game. They're going for their 34th away win. 139, the 34th prime. Zach Wheeler, his name equals 117. If he won today, he'd be 10-7. He faces a team with a 117 connection next. Arizona Diamondbacks 117. So really like that. Sanchez, he'd have a symbolic record with a loss. He'd have a very Washington Nationals record. And the prayers for the Nationals, well, I shouldn't say that they're prayers, but the opportunity for the Nationals to win would be to keep the Mets at 33 away wins because New York and Nationals are both 33. And if the Mets did lose today, they'd become 33-33 in the NL East. Again, both teams have the 33 connection, but still, things were looking better for the Mets. We learned it was Mike Piazza's birthday. I'll just write that down, too. So, former Mets catcher, big star. The Rangers and the Yankees. The Yankees could stay on 52 wins today. Texas Rangers equals 52. You got a 52-date numerology. The Yankees are 1-1 versus the Rangers this year. Both teams are 1-1 against each other. Either team could fall to 1-2. Rangers and Yankees is 37, the 12th prime. The Yankees could get their 12th loss versus the AL West. Rangers 37, the 12th prime. Rangers are 9-9 versus the AL East. They could improve to 10-9. Yankees is 109. 10 equals 39 like New York, but that 10 could really go either way against them. Lance Lynn can go for his 97th career win today. That's the 25th prime on the 25 date numerology. He could also improve to 25-19 versus the AL with the win, so he can get a double date numerology tribute with the 97 and 25. Could get his 10th loss with Texas, something to consider. Could also get his 33rd win in the second half of the MLB season, New York 33. Green probably won't get a decision today, but if he did, he'd be 2-5 on the 25 date. I think the Rangers have a chance to upset the Yankees, but like I said, this reminds me of the recent Oakland game at the Yankees this past Sunday, where a lot lined up for Oakland, but they lost. Again, Yankees, one of the best teams in the league. They're a team that defeats riddles against them for obvious reasons. Look at their record. So, let you weigh on that. The Phillies and Reds, if the Phillies win today, they'll be 5-1 versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 51. If Nola wins today, or if the team wins today with Nola on the mound, the team will get their 19th win of the season with Nola on the mound. Reds is 19. Nola could stay on 32 career losses on the 32 date numerology. You can make an argument for Bauer to pick up his 70th win today. Cincinnati Reds is 70. Philadelphia Phillies is 349, the 70th prime. Tomorrow, Sonny Gray pitches for the Reds with the same scenario. I think things are a little bit better for the Reds tomorrow. I like the Phillies getting to 5-1 in Cincinnati. Number shows up a lot with Cincinnati. The Marlins and Pirates. It is the 139th game of the season for the Pirates. 139 is the 34th prime. Pirates is 34. The Pirates could improve to 13-9 with Williams on the mound today. Kind of like 139. Williams can become 8-6 on the year. Marlins is 86. Seen a lot of pitchers do the 86 thing with the Marlins. The scare for Trevor Williams is that he could get his 27th career loss. Miami's 27, Marlins is 103, the 27th prime. But I still like the 8-6 surface. I've just seen so many pitchers with 8-6 versus the Marlins this year. And it's also the 199th game between these two teams, which is the 46th prime. Marlins could get their 46th away loss. The White Sox and Indians. Nova can get his 76th career loss today. Cleveland Indians is 76. Nova could fall to 3-3 versus the Indians. Cleveland 33. Bieber could improve to 13-7. 137, the 33rd prime. Cleveland 33. It's the White Sox 139th game, which is the 34th prime. Indians is 34. But yeah, the 33 riddles go both ways with an Indians win. The Twins and the Red Sox. I like these teams to split today and tomorrow. Today's a little bit tight. If the Twins won today, they'd stay on 52 losses on the 52 date numerology. Minnesota equals 52. Tomorrow's game will be on a 53 date numerology. Boston Red Sox equals 53. We did see that the Twins pitcher tomorrow, Martin Perez, could get his 53rd career win on the 53 date against the 53 opponent. So if the Twins lost today, I would favor that Martin Perez riddle tomorrow. Let's see here. It is the Twins and Red Sox 139th game, which is the 34th prime. Arrest in Mac Miller's death. He died September 7th last year. Don't forget September 7th. Day Tupac was shot on, death 97, murder 79. Could see a big sports ritual on, big death ritual, which could be connected to sports on that day. 3 days from now. But the Red Sox could stay on 34 home wins in their 139th game today, which is a little bit tricky. Barrios could get his 34th career loss today as well. That's the Twins pitcher. He could get his 20th away loss of his career. Boston Red Sox is 71, the 20th prime. He struggled versus the Red Sox. He struggled at Fenway. And Rodriguez on the mound. He has riddles to win or lose. If Rodriguez's team won today, if Boston won, they would be 22-7 on the season when he pitches. And 22 divided by 7 gives you pi. Again, pi riddles typically hit. I just talked about this yesterday. 227, 314. Tomorrow you have Glenn Sparkman, who can fall to 3-14 for his career. But if Boston did win today, they'd get their 22nd win with Rodriguez on the mound. Twins and Boston are both 22 in the most pure cipher. So I think this game's a little tight today. The other thing about Rodriguez that we saw, he beat Minnesota at Minnesota this year on June 19th, 9-4. And now this is his next start against them on 9-4, September 4th. It's 77 days later. Boston 77, Red Sox is 77. So maybe that's a clue that he's going to get it done today at home as well. If Boston wins today, I definitely like the Twins tomorrow. I'll say that again. So, because again, Martin Perez tomorrow could get 53rd career win on the 53-date numerology. Boston Red Sox 53, and that would keep the Twins at 53 losses. Giants and Cardinals. Again, Cardinals still got the sweep narrative in effect. If the Cardinals win today, they will stay on 25 home losses on a 25-date numerology. SF is 25, Giants is 25, St. Louis is 25. Waka today could improve to 7-6 with the win. San Francisco 76, so is Busch Stadium where he pitches. Waka could stay on 38 career losses, Giants 38. He could get his 32nd home win on a 32-date numerology. He's 2-0 versus the Giants with a 1.5 ERA. He's number 52 pitching on a 52-date numerology. And with regards to Bumgarner, he could get his 52nd career away loss today on the 52-date numerology. Bumgarner's 3-2 at St. Louis for his career. The one thing that's going for the Giants is this is the Cardinals' 139th game, which is the 34th prime, and the Giants have a chance to stay on 34 away losses. Again, I like picking up the number better than staying, so I still favor the Cardinals there. Makes sense through the team record and the pitcher record for a Cardinals win. Just that one little prime thing. The Tigers and the Royals, it looks like the Royals will lose tomorrow, and I only expect them to lose one game to get that 44th home loss. Detroit's 44. Notice the Tigers could get their 97th loss today, 97 the 25th prime on the 25-date numerology. Jackson could fall to 3-9 with a loss. Tigers is 39. Kansas City's on the 39th parallel. He faces New York next. New York's 39. It is also 48, but that 39 plays a lot harder. Jackson could stay on 131 career losses. That's the 32nd prime. Kansas City's 32. He'd have to win this game and beat the Yankees to get to 109 career wins. He does face the Yankees next, 109. Jackson can stay on 52 wins today on the 52-date numerology. Kauffman Stadium, where he's pitching, is also 52. And Junis today, I like him getting to 27-27 for his career because Royals is 27. I like that he can get his 12th home win over Detroit. Detroit's 37, the 12th prime. He's also has a great history against the Tigers, 7-1. Royals is 72, but Detroit's 91 if he wins his next two starts. Could see that. So I'm favoring the Royals there. Padres and D-backs. I like the Padres today. It's the 139th game for them, the 34th prime. They can get the 34th away win, give the Diamondbacks the 34th home loss. And Paddock can improve to 9-7, like 97, the 25th prime on the 25 date. Gallen could fall to 2-5 on the 25 date. And what else was it here? We learned that today's the day they retired Tony Gwynn's number. Tony Gwynn equals 49. Today's 4/9. Great hitter for the Padres once upon a time. So Paddock can improve to 4-3 in the second half. San Diego's 43. He could also fall to 3-4 with that 139 Riddle. But yeah, I think things are a bit better for the Padres here. Gallen could improve to 3-4 with the 139 ritual, but again, I think the date numerology makes sense with the pitchers, and the team win record makes sense with the prime number relationship. And a couple more games here. We got a caller.
Hey, Zachary, what's your power team for the day? A couple power teams you like very bad.
Okay, so I'm just reviewing all the games right now. So I like the Mets. That game's already almost over. Let's see. I think power. So I'm just trying to see which one. If I just had to pick one of these games today, which one would I go with?
Which got more powder riddles to it.
Well, Padres game had a lot of things lining up there, so I was liking the Padres. I like the Royals. I expect the Cardinals to get it done. Bumgarner,
there you go. St. Louis.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals. I think I'm preferring the Boston riddle, and Indians look good. They're not a good payout, but Indians definitely look good today. I favor the Pirates over the Marlins. I favor the Phillies over the Reds. Rangers are got a chance at an upset there today, and I don't know if you do small parlays and try to multiply your money like a lot of guys do here. I think the Dodgers will win, but the Rockies have a little tiny riddle, so I might do like a tiny parlay with some games I like, because you can turn $5 into over $100 with this information if your parlay multiplier hits with your strong picks. So I wouldn't bet much on the Rockies, but I think they got a small narrative in there, a big payout if they do win, but I do expect the Dodgers to win that game. They got the better riddle. And A's and Angels is a little tight, but I'm favoring the Athletics in that one too. So,
exactly. I like how you said when they punk the crowd.
Yeah, they love to do that. They love to do that.
You said they don't care if they're away at home. If you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
They do. They love to. They love to make the home crowd sour though, especially in prime time. So.
Yeah, I saw TV when the team lost. That little boy with the cap, I felt bad for him. He dropped his head, man, when the team lost real bad.
Yeah, that's what they do. They love it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a big Cincinnati. I'm solo day for one bet. I'm probably going to do the parlays too, those small parlays too, though.
The small parlays are good because you don't have to risk a lot of money and there's a lot to gain. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Matter of fact, I text you a while ago. If you got, I text you a while ago. So when you're done, I wouldn't take a couple minutes with you if you don't mind when you're done. Just a couple minutes.
I'm going to be late. I'm supposed to be somewhere at 1 p.m. today, and it's about a 20-minute drive. So if I left right now, I'd be 10 minutes late, and I still got a little bit more to do. So today's probably not a good day, but you can try me later today. See if I pick up the. I'll pick up the phone if I'm free.
So okay, no problem. Are you done today? You done with everything today? Are you done with no more afternoon thing?
I got to do a radio show today. So yeah, I'm just about done for today.
Okay, no problem. Sure. Right. I appreciate it. So I'll catch you the next time then.
All right, yeah, no problem. Take care, man. Good luck.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, so just finishing up the review. Padres got the edge to me today. Rockies wait, hold on. Did I get the Angels game? All right, so if the Oakland wins today, they'll be 11-5 versus the Angels. Those prime numbers. I guess I'll make the note here that Oakland's 115 and Frank Baconis. I didn't know this before yesterday, but it's something to keep an eye on, just in case those rituals are popping. If LA loses today and tomorrow, they'll be 3-7 at Oakland. Los Angeles 37. I could see that. Sandoval's been a real bum away. Rourke's got a riddle to win and lose. But he gives more confidence than Sandoval. And then Rockies and Dodgers. Again, Dodgers, if they don't lose, they stay on 50 losses. They play San Francisco next. Big number of San Francisco. If the Dodgers win today, they're 13-3 versus the Rockies. Colorado 133. They can get their 13th win of the season and 6th home win versus the Rockies overall. 13, the 6th prime. Senzatella, though, has some riddles for an upset. So he's the prayer. And Ryu has some concerning stats as well. So that's why I say Rockies on a small parlay with some of these better games could be worth a shot. But I wouldn't put much on it. I do expect Dodgers to win that game. So we'll leave it there. Don't want to jinx the Mets. Good luck. Hope you guys all have a winning day. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is skip the morning baseball decode and just put up some notes. And then I'm thinking I'm going to start an NFL decode at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And just do a long live stream up into the start of the football game. Really go over Thursday Night Football plus a few other things. I want to use tomorrow morning to finish up the kickers and the owners in the packet. So maybe skip the live stream tomorrow and do a football special. But I will get up the notes for the baseball games I like. Caller?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Zach. I know I said I wouldn't call at all, but on your football decode, since I won't be able to call in later, did someone tell you about how they're doing a ceremony at Chicago for Walter Payton and some other?
Right, 2 guys, and both of their names equal 53, which is another, and it's a 53 date numerology. So, the thing I don't like about that is a lot of times when teams pay tribute to their past players, they lose those games, but the way all that Vesica Pisces stuff lines up, it's hard for me to see that not coming through. I mean, it just seems so perfect. So.
Okay, just want to make sure you're aware of it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, peace.
Okay, yeah, they're unveiling 2 statues for Bears players tomorrow, and both of their names equal 53, just like the date numerology, just like how the Bears are going for the 53rd regular season win. I'm going to post the notes here. I might change my plan. I might do baseball tomorrow anyway, so don't. I'll see how much I can get finished by today. But we'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.